Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. I am the villain and steal the protagonist. I am lucky enough to become the protagonist. Chapter 61. Yi Chen was extremely happy today, feeling that he could feel proud in front of Zhao Hengyan. Little did he know that this scene was reflected in a pair of eyes as red as blood. The imperial capital, Zhao Mansion. Zhao Hengyan was exhausted physically and mentally from the events of the past 2 days, and he just wanted to be quiet. What are you worried about, brother? A charming voice came, and Zhao Hengyan's heart was filled with emotion. This woman. Zhao Hengyan shook his head helplessly. Aren't you afraid that my mother will find out? Zhao Hengyan raised his head and looked at a beautiful figure walking not far away. Hee. Shui Yu made a small sound like a silver bell, looked at Zhao Hengyan with charming eyes and said softly, "Don't forget that my sister is also the emperor. There's something good to watch, do you want to see it?" Zhao Hengyan, you want me to commit a crime, right? Zhao Hengyan calmed down and said calmly, let's get down to business. How are things going? That Yi Chen can be considered a fool. I didn't expect that he has so many secrets and is also a wizard. Shui Yu took out a stone and placed it in front of Zhao Hengyan. It's all in the image stone. See for yourself. After Zhao Hengyan heard this, he used his spiritual power to extract all the information in the image stone into his mind. A few minutes later, Zhao Hengyan showed a sinister look on his face. Interesting. I really didn't expect that Heavenly Dao would strengthen Yi Chen so much. The young master of the Yi family in the south, a relative of the Yi family in the imperial capital, and supported by the royal family. What surprised Zhao Hengyan even more was that he also had the identity of Dragon King. No wonder he likes to twist his mouth. Just when Zhao Hengyan was about to ask something, Shui Yu suddenly looked at him seriously and stood behind him. The next second, a voice like a warbler came. Xiao Yan. Su Mengli walked towards him quickly, looking at him eagerly. What's wrong, Sister Mengli? Zhao Hengyan raised his eyes and looked at the panicked Su Mengli, his brows furrowed slightly. Look at this. After that, a folder appeared in front of him. When Zhao Hengyan opened it, he was stunned for a moment and then a playful look appeared on his face. Yi Chen actually dared to do this. The dignified protagonist Yi Chen actually became so despicable and shameless after being tortured by himself and having his moral heart broken. How dare he pay for murder? Even if he wanted to kill himself, the killer organization he found belonged to their family. Is he so brave? He doesn't know that these underground industries belong to his mother, Su Qingyu. Ha ha ha, you're still in the mood to laugh. Su Mengli immediately scolded her when she saw this. I have already told my parents that I will add a team of guards for you in the future. Be careful when you go out. Although he is looking for his own organization, this also shows that his intention to kill you is really terrifying. In addition, your performance in this competition has shown astonishing talent. It is inevitable that other families, especially the royal family, will participate. Su Mengli's tone gradually became anxious as she spoke. I know, Sister Mengli. Zhao Hengyan was smiling and Su Mengli was so angry that he stamped his feet and turned around to leave. My brother is so lovable. Besides my sister, everyone else is also thinking of you. After seeing Su Mengli leave, Shui Yu returned to her innocent appearance. Zhao Hengyan, please recover, I still like your arrogant and cold look. Okay, my sister can do whatever my brother likes. Shui Yu didn't care about Zhao Hengyan's thoughts at all, and continued to go his own way. Zhao Hengyan shook his head helplessly, and then stood up to find Su Qingyu. As for the title Dragon King, it was also mentioned in the original book that it seemed to be some kind of dragon organization or a dragon group. No matter what, it's just an organization. I don't know how many people there are, but their strength is really terrifying, and they are basically at the level of War King or above. The most important thing is that these people are quite hidden, and the original work does not provide contact information. This makes Zhao Hengyan feel a little troublesome now. But it's just a little tricky, after all, I'm in danger. Zhao Hengyan came to his parents' residence and saw Zhao Zan and Su Qingyu choosing clothes before entering. I'll wear this dress tomorrow. Okay. Zhao Zan responded impatiently. When he saw Zhao Hengyan, he was as excited as if he had seen a savior. Son, you are here. Zhao Zan walked straight towards him. Yunur, I'm getting engaged to Mengli tomorrow. Are you ready for anything? Su Qingyu asked excitedly after seeing it. Let's take a look at this first. Zhao Hengyan said calmly and took out a document and photo stone. When Zhao Zan and his wife finished reading, their originally happy expressions instantly cooled down. It seems that this person named Yi Chen has a lot of trouble. Oh, the royal family is also brave enough. It's getting cold, and the soldiers want to come back to celebrate the new year. Zhao Zan looked at the scorching sun outside and sighed. Zhao Hengyan, it seems that everything changed after I changed the plot, and the Zhao family's strength can truly be brought out. The original family was able to be exterminated not only because other families swarmed in, but more importantly, they had never been so united as they are now. In the original work, everyone in the Zhao family has their own life, as if they live their own lives without disturbing each other. Mom, just leave this to me. I came here just to ask you to order someone. Zhao Hengyan looked at the two of them with great confidence. Okay, if you need anything, just ask. Su Qingyu immediately took out a token and handed it to Zhao Hengyan. This is my strongest killer organization, Xuandian. Although the number of people in Xuandian is small, there are only 12 people. But each of these people has the level of War Emperor or above. These people will serve as your errands from now on. Zhao Hengyan was stunned when he heard this, and was so frightened that he was speechless. Is this a big family? I thought that matching myself with the Great Emperor was already a top match, but I didn't expect that the move would be so generous. This once again refreshed my understanding of the big family. What Zhao Hengyan didn't expect was that this force was not mentioned at all in the original work. Seeing this scene, Zhao Zan on the side also took out 2 tokens and handed them to Zhao Hengyan. With the first token, you can mobilize up to 100,000 people in the first military region. For the second token, you can mobilize our Tianlong camp to follow your orders. Although Tianlong camp is not as powerful as your mother Xuandian, they are still elite. There are 50 people in this battalion. They are at least at the level of War King or above. They are proficient in various skills such as intelligence assassination. Zhao Zan looked at Zhao Hengyan's shocked expression and added. Zhao Hengyan couldn't come back to his senses for a long time. These are all forces that have not been mentioned in the original work, and each of them is talented. Yi Chen, let's see how you play this time. Not to mention anything else, just 12 War Kings plus 13 Yi Yuyan can deal with hundreds of War Kings. Not to mention having the support of an emperor like Blood Moon. As for Yi Yuyan, she might be at the level of a god of war. After all, in the original book, she is called the number 1 person under the quasi-emperor, which shows that her current state is still suppressed. Just as Zhao Hengyan took over the power from the two of them, a servant hurried over. See the head of the house, the mistress, the young master. The servant bowed his head and said respectfully. What's up? Zhao Zan asked with neither joy nor anger. This is an invitation letter from the Qinglong Chamber of Commerce in the imperial capital. It is for the young master. The servant took out an exquisite-looking letter from his pocket. Invitation card. Zhao Hengyan couldn't help but raise his eyebrows and looked at the invitation meaningfully. In the original work, this was a crucial opportunity for Yi Chen in the early and middle stages. There are a few items inside that can make him soar to the next level. However, due to my own reasons, I didn't expect that the auction would be advanced. What Zhao Hengyan is worried about now is whether those things that Yi Chen strengthened the auction will be replaced. Mom and Dad, what's the maximum number of spiritual stones our family can use? Zhao Hengyan kept playing with the letter. 2 to 300 billion is not a problem. Zhao Zan glanced over his head and looked at Su Qingyu. I can prepare up to 500 billion in a short period of time, but no more will come out. Su Qingyu frowned slightly and looked at Zhao Hengyan suspiciously. What are you going to do? Zhao Hengyan sneered and said, if I remember correctly, this auction should be an industry owned by the Yi family, right? But they are too anxious. Zhao Hengyan opened the letter and sighed. There are a few things in here that I might want, but I'm afraid that boy Yi Chen will cause trouble. Mentioning Yi Chen, Zhao Hengyan's face became a little gloomy. Okay, please be safe. Zhao Zan didn't say much when he saw this. After all, his son already had so many people protecting him. If an accident happens, I can rush over in time. After Zhao Hengyan left, Su Qingyu said anxiously, why do I feel a little panicked? Don't worry, there won't be any big storms for both of us in the imperial city. Zhao Zan was still comforting from the side. However, Su Qingyu ignored him and found an excuse to leave the room. Phoenix, except Xuandian, Shuiyu and Yi Yuyan. All the rest of the Zan sect and above are summoned to the imperial capital to stand by. In the corner, Su Qingyu was seen holding a jade pendant in her hand and giving cold orders. In the room, Zhao Zan was not idle either. He took out a jade pendant and said to him, Zhao Feng, something may happen to the Zhao family, so collect the troops. Zhao Hengyan did not know anything about all this behavior. After Zhao Hengyan came to his room, he immediately called Yi Yuyan out. I'll give you a task. Call everyone on these 2 tokens to stand by immediately. Yes, although she didn't know what happened in such a hurry, Yi Yuyan immediately went down to deal with it. Looking at the peaceful street outside, the sun is scorching but there is no breeze. Everything is a scene where the storm is about to come. Imperial capital, Yi family. Since he recognized his relatives from the Yi family, Yi Chen is currently staying at the Yi family temporarily to catch up with the Yi family and build up their relationship. Although it has been said for hundreds and thousands of years, no matter how we say it, we were still a family back then. Young Master Xiaoyi, the things have been given to Zhao Hengyan. A woman in a red dress said charmingly while sitting on Yi Chen's lap. In terms of bloodline and power, the Yi family in the imperial capital was stronger than the Yi family in Guangcheng, so Yi Chen was called Young Master Xiaoyi. Okay, I will reward you well when things are done. Yi Chen had a proud look on his face as he moved his hands up and down the woman's body. If Zhao Hengyan saw him, his eyes would probably widen at Shang Tongling. Is this definitely the protagonist? Isn't that the villain script you got? Night fell over the imperial capital, and the setting sun faded. Zhao Hengyan has finished dressing up and is ready to go out. Standing next to him were Shuiyu, who was in disguise, and Su Mengli, Yi Yuyan and several powerful combatants. As for the others, Zhao Hengyan left them all on standby. The Zan Palace and other forces are currently dormant in secret and preparing at all times. Let's go. Sister Mengli, why don't you go? Zhao Hengyan turned to look at Su Mengli, who looked pale and worried, and said with concern, with the great emperor Miss Shuiyu here, nothing will happen. No, Su Mengli immediately and decisively refused. No matter what, I am still a half-step war king, and my level is better than yours. I can still protect you at critical moments. After seeing this scene, Zhao Hengyan didn't say much. Let's go. This time, Zhao Hengyan was not as high profile as before, but chose a military vehicle. This military vehicle has been modified into a hearse with an 8th level magic weapon, which can block a fatal blow at a critical moment. Hot wind blew through every street in the imperial capital, mixed with the smell of blood. Tonight, the imperial capital is destined to not be peaceful. When they arrived at the door of the auction, Zhao Hengyan and his party instantly attracted the attention of the audience. Master Zhao, is Mr. Zhao so low-key? Why are you here, Master Zhao? I'll go and find out who among the girls next to Mr. Zhao is so good-looking. I saw Zhao Hengyan slowly walking into the venue surrounded by beauties. Master Zhao, please come this way. A manager in a suit stood in front to guide him. Soon, Zhao Hengyan arrived at the top box of the auction, the Tianzihao box. Just as he sat down, a commotion at the door caught his attention. I saw a group of people standing respectfully on both sides, and 2 men and a group of scantily clad women walked in the middle. Zhao Hengyan took a closer look. Wasn't this Yi Chen? How did he fall? The half-god of pure love in the original book, who loved to stick to Han Ruishuang the most, now actually hugged her from left to right. Moreover, the grade is actually set so low. I'm really hungry and can eat anything. Seeing this, Zhao Hengyan immediately shook his head and told himself, we can't sink like this. I want to make progress. However, what surprised Zhao Hengyan even more was the woman following Yi Chen, Fang Lingling. 6. Zhao Hengyan thought about thousands of words in his mind at this time, and finally spit out a 6. Immediately afterwards, a more dramatic scene appeared behind. Zhao Hengyan suddenly received a message on his phone, and he opened it to take a look. Unexpectedly, it was Han Ruishuang, whom Yi Chen had been thinking about so much. She actually sent him a message. In the message, Han Ruishuang asked Zhao Hengyan if he also went to the auction. Zhao Hengyan replied without hesitation, yes. Not long after, a beautiful woman wearing a white shirt and short skirt, with a pair of black stockings on her legs, walked in slowly. This person is Han Ruoxuang, the heroine in the book, and the protagonist of the story that Zhao Hengyan wants to look forward to. The moment Han Ruoxuang walked in, Yi Chen immediately let go of his hands and walked straight towards her. Unexpectedly, Han Ruoxuang took a few steps back when she saw this scene. Yi Chen, I told you not to follow me anymore. I'm afraid that Mr. Zhao will misunderstand. After hearing Han Ruoxuang's reply, Yi Chen suddenly looked at her in astonishment as if struck by lightning. What, Ruoxuang, are you kidding me? Yi Chen forced a smile on his face and asked, I am now the young master of the Yi family in Guangcheng, and this is Yi Fan, the second young master of the Yi family in the imperial capital. He pointed at the man beside him. I am no worse than that Zhao Hengyan now. Yi Chen said that Zhao Hengyan's eyes instantly became fierce. I know you were forced to surrender to him before. Yi Chen gritted his silver teeth and clenched his fists and said fiercely, Don't worry, I will definitely avenge you. I have arranged for people to send some resources to the Han family. The Han family will get through the crisis soon. Yi Chen tried his best to please Han Ruoxuang and tried to get in touch with her. He even exposed his current family background. Unexpectedly, Han Ruoxuang's face didn't look happy at all after hearing this, but still looked as cold as ice. She sighed and said, Thank you, Yi Chen. But I told you before, I won't need you in the future. Han Ruoxuang paused and said, I am already young Master Zhao's. Upon hearing this, Yi Chen's mind suddenly went blank, and his whole body suddenly became weak and almost collapsed to the ground. His lips kept trembling as if he were about to say something. The original excitement was instantly wiped out, replaced by an indescribable heartache. Yi Chen always felt like he had lost something and felt empty inside, but he just couldn't put it into words. At this moment, it seems that there are thousands of words on my lips but I can't say them out. Yi Chen quietly watched Han Ruoxuang's leaving figure without saying a word. Fang Lingling saw this and helped Yi Chen, who was about to fall to the ground. Yi Chen, it's okay. Without Han Ruoxuang, wouldn't there still be me? Fang Lingling pulled Yi Chen's hand up, placed it on the soft part of his chest and rubbed it constantly. After feeling a moment of comfort, Yi Chen seemed to come to life. Yes, that's right. Without Han Ruoxuang, don't I still have you? Since she chooses Zhao Hengyan, there will come a day when she regrets it. Yi Chen said with a blush on his face. When the time comes, I will definitely let her sing Conquest under my crotch. At this moment, Han Ruoxuang went to Zhao Hengyan's box under the guidance of the auction staff, paying no attention to Yi Chen's reaction. On the way, she was constantly struggling internally. She didn't know if her choice was correct, but she had already betrayed Zhao Hengyan once and she didn't dare to betray him again. Although Yi Chen seems to be unattainable now, but in Han Ruoxuang's eyes, not only was he inferior to Zhao Hengyan in terms of momentum and foundation, but Zhao Hengyan also gave him a more mysterious, terrifying and unfathomable feeling. Zhao Hengyan in the private room couldn't help laughing when he saw the farce below. Sure enough, licking a dog will not end well. Back then, I had to endure hardships. Oh no, it was my original self. But what did it get in exchange? Not only did he not have a good look, but he also made sarcastic remarks. In the end, such a huge family was gradually annexed and destroyed in the hands of others. Today's Yi Chen seems to be the same person as before. Even though he has everything, people just don't look at you. Ding. I feel that the protagonist is extremely angry and has a tendency to break with the heroine. The host gains 1000 luck points and 5000 villain points. After hearing the prompt tone, Zhao Hengyan showed a satisfied smile. Finally waiting for you. The next second, a knock on the door interrupted the scene. Young Master Zhao, Miss Han Ruoxuang would like to see you. Let her in. Zhao Hengyan actually didn't have much favorable impression of Han Ruoxuang. After all, she's just a green tea, if it weren't for the power she showed that scared her. He was probably still clinging to Yi Chen shamelessly. But he couldn't kill him. After all, Han Ruoxuang was the best tool to wear down Yi Chen. In addition, the original work mentioned that Han Ruoxuang had a great opportunity, but there was no mention of it. From this point of view, I can only keep it first and not leave it to Yi Chen. Zhao, young Master Zhao. Han Ruoxuang saluted him respectfully. Come in. Hearing this, Han Ruoxuang walked into the box cautiously. After entering the box, Han Ruoxuang glanced around and found that besides Yi Yuyan, there were actually two women who were not inferior to her in terms of temperament and appearance. But the look in one of the women's eyes made her shudder and she felt a chill running down her spine. Why are you looking for me? Zhao Hengyan said with a faint smile. Yi Chen is now called Mr. Xiaoyi, and his status is no worse than mine. Young Master Zhao is joking, how can Yi Chen compare with you? Han Ruoxuang looked at herself tenderly, no longer looking like the iceberg beauty she once was. Han Ruoxuang paused and said, I didn't know Mount Tai before, and I didn't know the real dragon, Mr. Zhao. Now that I am already young Master Zhao's, how can I dare to betray young Master Zhao again? Han Ruoxuang's voice gradually became softer as she spoke, as if she had been greatly wronged. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhao Hengyan suddenly felt that the air in the venue was a bit cold and terrifying. I seem to have encountered this scene somewhere before. Then he turned his head and met Su Mengli's eyes that were about to burst into flames. Zhao Hengyan blinked his eyes, as if to say, I am innocent, do you believe me? Unexpectedly, Su Mengli came up directly, twisted her ears, and cursed angrily on the spot, what are you talking about to me? You are really hungry and can eat anything. As she spoke, Su Mengli's beautiful eyes gradually became mist-filled. Zhao Hengyan reluctantly explained to him via voice, and reached out his hand to gently wipe away the tears from the corners of his eyes. This scene made Han Ruoxuang's heart tremble, as if he had lost something important. The feeling of discomfort and helplessness came to my heart. There are some things you shouldn't say nonsense. Zhao Hengyan said coldly, because your performance has been pretty good recently, I won't hold you accountable. I won't be so lucky next time. Tell me what you want to see me for. Zhao Hengyan stared at Han Ruoxuang suspiciously, feeling that nothing good was going to happen. I really just want to be with Mr. Zhao. Also, if Mr. Zhao can be noble, can he let the Han family go? Han Ruoxuang bit her red lips tightly and looked at Zhao Hengyan firmly with her white eyes clenched in her hands. Actually, the relationship between me and Yi Chen was innocent before. Han Ruoxuang paused and said, as long as Mr. Zhao is willing, I can give my virginity to you tonight. Zhao Hengyan. At this moment, Zhao Hengyan had scolded her 1,000 times in his heart. You're so stupid. I've warned you and you're still talking nonsense. For some reason, Zhao Hengyan felt that this time was the closest to death. Zhao Hengyan asked with a dark face, is there nothing wrong? Besides, Han Ruoxuang raised his eyes, with panic and fear etched there. Yi Chen wants to do something to you. What? Upon hearing this answer, Su Mengli on the side suddenly exclaimed. It was just a guess at first, but I didn't expect that he would actually take action. Zhao Hengyan did not look very flustered at this time, but sat calmly on the chair. Why are you telling me this? Zhao Hengyan looked at Han Ruoxuang playfully. Han Ruoxuang said softly, because I am already young Master Zhao's, and I will never betray young Master Zhao again. Interesting. Zhao Hengyan was very satisfied, and the story still went according to his ideas. The most important lady Han Ruoxuang has left Yi Chen's protagonist group. As for the others, although they each have their own unique skills, their status in the original work is far less important than that of Han Ruoxuang. How to describe it? Han Ruoxuang is just a silly son of a landlord. Although his fighting power is not high, his character is average. But I can't stand someone who has money. In the original work, Han Ruoxuang is like this. Opportunities are endless and she always gets all kinds of unexpected surprises. Zhao Hengyan thought she could be used as a pendant. Good. Seeing Zhao Hengyan's satisfied look, Han Ruoxuang breathed a sigh of relief. The Han family was finally saved. Later, Han Ruoxuang told Zhao Hengyan all about the people Yi Chen arranged in the dark. Yuyan, take the people from Xuandian to solve it. Zhao Hengyan threw the token to Yi Yuyan, if there is any problem, just run away. After hearing these words, Yi Yuyan was quite moved. Unexpectedly, this young master would still care about the safety of these people below. As killers, they only have one thing, to obey orders unconditionally. Even if the task cannot be completed. No one cares about their life or death, only whether the mission is completed. Yes, Yi Yuyan replied seriously, her voice seemed to be choked up. After that, Everyone waited for the auction to begin. Soon the stadium erupted in cheers. A yellow-haired woman wearing a red dress appeared in front of everyone. "Welcome to tonight's auction," the woman said charmingly and lifted up her skirt to reveal her white thighs. In addition, the pair of snow-white peaks are also particularly eye-catching. "I am tonight's host Shui Qian." While speaking, Yi Chen's eyes almost popped out when he looked at the host on the stage. "If young master Xiao Yi likes it, I will send it to your room later," Yi Fan on the side said with disdain when he saw this scene. Okay, thank you, Mr. Yi." Yi Chen now understood the joy of having money and status. He wants to make up for all the happiness he lost before. Soon, the first item was displayed in front of everyone. This is the legendary jade pendant of the Spirit King. In addition to being a 7th-level magic weapon, it is said that it also contains the secret of becoming an emperor. Looking at the jade pendant on the stage, Zhao Hengyan couldn't help but frown. As the first thing Yi Chen's chance. Take it. What's mine is mine, and what's Yi Chen's is still mine. Zhao Hengyan thought confidently. This jade pendant is not only a magic weapon, but more importantly, it contains a skill. In the original work, Yi Chen borrowed money from the Fang family to buy it and gave it to Han Ruishuang. Now, although the person around him is not Han Ruishuang, but there is no guarantee that Yi Chen will give it to other heroines. The starting price of this jade pendant is 50,000 spirit stones. When Shui Qian on the stage finished his introduction, there was a commotion below. "I'll pay 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, 1 million. After hearing 1 million, many people became silent and turned to look in the direction of the sound. After all, those who could offer millions in the beginning were big families, and many small families had already given up the opportunity. Yi Chen in the box was very proud at this time, and it was a rare opportunity for him to show off. He had been suppressed by Zhao Hengyan before and couldn't hold his head up. Now, after being greatly strengthened, his parents directly gave him tens of millions of spiritual stones. In addition, the Yi family of the imperial capital also gave tens of millions of spirit stones. Now Yi Chen can say that except for a few big families, the imperial capital has no problem moving sideways. Once in a million, twice a million. Just when Shui Qian was about to shout the third sentence, a faint and majestic voice came. "I'll give you 100 million. Boom. As soon as these words came out, everyone in the room became restless, especially Yi Chen. What kind of rich kid is so prodigal? 7th level, 1 million, is not offensive. Then everyone fell silent for a moment as they turned their attention to the source of the sound. Zhao Hengyan was seen standing silently in front of the stage, looking down at everyone through the glass like looking at ants. After seeing that it was young Master Zhao, everyone understood. Many people also cleverly closed their mouths and said nothing more. Unless you don't want to live anymore. But Yi Chen couldn't stand this anger at this moment. After all, he had just inherited a huge amount of property. 110 million. Yi Chen shouted after him. Although my family is not as wealthy as the Zhao family, spending several 100 million is not a problem. If that doesn't work, there is still the Yi family in the imperial capital. Yi Chen estimated that he could explode 2 to 3 billion spiritual stones. 1 billion. Boom. Yi Chen was confused now. Is Zhao Hengyan so ungrateful to martial ethics? No matter how angry or rich you are, you still understand one truth, that is, you can't follow him. After all, this is just a 7th level magic weapon, and 100 million is far beyond its value. You can definitely buy a warehouse and go back. Seeing no one follow him, he follows the fall of the hammer. The host immediately determined that Zhao Hengyan had obtained this object. Because of Zhao Hengyan's distinguished status, he was sent to his box just after taking the photo. Seeing Yi Chen's expression, which was worse than eating shit, Zhao Hengyan took advantage of the situation and ridiculed him. If you don't have money, don't come out and embarrass yourself. Don't lose face and make women leave you. Yi Chen's face flushed when he heard the veins bulging and he said in a deep voice, Zhao Hengyan, don't be proud, you will be crying and begging me soon. In the box, Su Mengli was scolding Zhao Hengyan. Are you stupid? That crap can cost 1 billion. You. Su Mengli was so angry that Zhao Hengyan was speechless. She didn't expect that Zhao Hengyan could be so impulsive and spend 1 billion to buy this piece of shit. Soon, things were put into the box. Zhao Hengyan directly picked up the jade pendant and put it on Su Mengli. Mengli, don't be angry. I just wanted to give you a gift. After hearing this, Su Mengli's anger instantly decreased by half, but she still said quietly. Don't be so wasteful next time. Our Zhao family is rich but we are not stupid. Zhao Hengyan smiled and did not explain much. Sister Mengli, use your spiritual power to explore the jade pendant. Hearing this, Su Mengli seemed to realize something. Then she used her spiritual power to explore the jade pendant, and suddenly a bright light flashed into her mind. Soon Su Mengli was very shocked and instantly understood why Zhao Hengyan spent 1 billion to buy this thing. There is actually a semi-emperor level technique here. Moreover, it is also a technique suitable for women to practice. Xiao Yan, I'm sorry. Su Mengli took Zhao Hengyan's arm and apologized with a blushing face. I just spoke too loudly and misunderstood your good intentions. Zhao Hengyan smiled at him and said nothing. Zhao Hengyan was not interested in the next few auction items, so they were taken by other small families and Yi Chen. Finally, the highlight of the original work is here. I saw the stone that the two warriors had to lift with all their strength being brought onto the stage. The stone was rectangular in shape with strange patterns on it. It contains an emperor-level magic weapon and a holy-level skill. In the original book, Yi Chen relied on this thing to kill indiscriminately in the middle and late stages, especially the holy-level skills that made him feel like he was in a no-man's land. You know, there are currently only a few holy-level exercises in the world and they are almost lost. Every time it appears, it will cause a bloody storm. The most recent saint-level Kanglinju that appeared today has a history of more than 200 years. At that time, the emergence of this technique almost caused the Sixth World War. This is a stone tablet found in the tomb of an ancient saint. It is said that the secret of sanctification is recorded on it. And this thing is extremely evil. Only the powerful in the realm of the great emperor can comprehend it. If you try to comprehend it forcefully, you will be devoured by it and no one will be left alive. The starting price is 100 million. Shui Qian told the origin of this stone tablet on the stage. Soon, many families below gave up on the auction. After all, there is no emperor in their family. In Yi Chen's box, Yi Fan suddenly became excited. After all, their family also has a great emperor in charge, as long as there is another great emperor. Then they will become the strongest family in China, and the Zhao family will soon be trampled under his feet. Yi Chen on the side also started to think about it. So the two of them reported the situation to their families at the same time. Soon, tens of billions of spirit stones were deposited into their accounts. 10 billion. Zhao Hengyan, who was upstairs, immediately sold the price of tens of billions. Everyone in the venue looked at each other in shock after hearing this. 11 billion. 15 billion. Yi Chen looked at Yi Fan who was bidding 15 billion and fell silent for a moment. He actually robbed me too. Yi Fan seemed to know what Yi Chen was thinking and said it straight to the point. Your family needs a saint, and my family needs a saint. Although we are related by blood, brothers must settle their accounts. After hearing what Yi Fan said, Yi Chen didn't dare to say anything. After all, he still needs other people's support to fight against Zhao Hengyan, so it's not easy to break his face. 50 billion. Zhao Hengyan directly raised the price to a new height. 55 billion. 100 billion. Zhao Hengyan sat on the chair and looked down on everyone. After hearing 100 billion, Yi Chen and the two of them immediately didn't dare to say anything. After all, this is not a small amount, and it far exceeds the value of this stone tablet. After all, just saying there is a secret to sanctification does not mean that sanctification is certain. However, when Yi Chen saw Zhao Hengyan's high-spirited look, he instantly became chilled. Young Master Yi Fan, I will give you all the money. You can't give this thing to Zhao Hengyan, I can't swallow this breath. Yi Fan was overjoyed after hearing this. Good brother, in my heart. Don't worry, we will protect the Yi family in Guangcheng from now on. After receiving Yi Chen's funds, Yi Fan immediately became rich. 110 billion. This is almost his limit. He expected that Zhao Hengyan wouldn't be able to produce so much, right? Although you are the young master of the Zhao family, this 100 billion is not a small amount. How can there be so many at home? The next second, Zhao Hengyan's voice broke their illusions. 150 billion. Upon hearing this, the two of them instantly felt a pain in their chests, making them unable to breathe. Why is he so rich? Isn't the Zhao family afraid that money will be wasted in his hands? These two questions immediately came to their minds, making them lingering. After seeing that no one followed up, Shui Qian Hammer settled down. Congratulations to Mr. Zhao for winning this stone tablet. Soon a group of people carried the stone tablet to Zhao Hengyan's box. Xiaoyan, is there really a secret to becoming a saint? Seeing this scene, Su Mengli couldn't help but feel suspicious. Although the Zhao family has given Zhao Hengyan great power, it can be said that he is almost as powerful as the head of the family. But this 150 billion is enough to cause pain to the Zhao family in a short period of time. Watch it, I'll only perform it once. Afterwards, Zhao Hengyan started using the holy demon Dharma, mountain and sea art, and great compassion. Coupled with the effect of the yin-yang jade pendant, a mysterious force penetrated into the stone tablet. Soon, Zhao Hengyan deciphered the runes on the stone tablet in the order described in the original work. Kakaka. With a crisp sound, a crack appeared on the stone tablet. Bang! The next second, the entire stone tablet shattered into pieces. A long sword exuding a very powerful aura appeared in front of everyone. The sword is also engraved with 9 dragon patterns, which looks lifelike like a real dragon. There is also a gem on the hilt of the sword, which seems to be of quite extraordinary quality. The moment the breath of the sword spread out, Shui Yu immediately covered it up with a wave of his hand. Emperor-level divine weapon. No, it might be a semi-saint level. After feeling the breath of the sword, everyone present felt frightened. If 150 billion could buy an emperor-level magic weapon, people from the big families would probably be laughing from ear to ear. After all, emperor-level magic weapons are very rare and almost have no market value. After Zhao Hengyan held the sword, all the information poured into his mind instantly. 9 Dragon Divine Sword, a sacred instrument made by heaven and earth in ancient times. It was poured with the blood of 9 true dragons and fused with a large number of heaven and earth spiritual treasures. Later, it was damaged during the ancient divine tribulation and lost to the world, becoming an emperor's sword. Immediately afterwards, a piece of 9 dragons divine art was introduced into Zhao Hengyan's mind, and this divine sword was integrated into Zhao Hengyan's body. From now on, my Zhao family will be invincible in the world. Zhao Hengyan opened his eyes and said excitedly. Unexpectedly, the upper limit of this magic weapon is extremely high, and it is still at the semi-saint level after being damaged. More importantly, the 9 dragons divine art is a skill above the holy level. It can strengthen the body and cultivate one's character, and it also has a variety of killing moves. What satisfied him the most was that the 9 dragons divine technique was poured directly into his brain without the need to practice, and he suddenly obtained an ultimate skill. Then, under everyone's gaze, a golden light appeared on Zhao Hengyan's body. The faint sound of dragon roars could be heard continuously. 1-star Warmaster, 2-star Warmaster, 3-star Warmaster. His aura continued to rise and finally reached the peak of Warmaster 10 stars. Han Ruishuang's eyes widened like bells when she saw this scene. Tears of excitement burst into my eyes. She made the right bet. Shui Yu and Su Mengli also opened their mouths wide and could not close them for a long time. Suddenly a big realm. Even unofficial historians would not dare to remember it like this. Zhao Hengyan couldn't help laughing when he saw their appearance. What are you doing? I suppressed it just now, otherwise I'm afraid I would break through here. Ding! The familiar prompt sounded after Zhao Hengyan obtained the 9 dragons divine art. Because the host intercepted the protagonist's important opportunity, the plot direction was changed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Azure Dragon Essence. Qinglong Essence. Judging from the name Zhao Hengyan, it is probably something that activates the fighting spirit. With it, the third fighting spirit will awaken. The moment the introduction of Qinglong Essence appeared in his mind, the corners of Zhao Hengyan's mouth rose slightly. As expected, what's even more unexpected is that the Qinglong Essence actually just needs to be taken. So Zhao Hengyan took it on the spot without saying a word and merged with the Qinglong Essence. The next second, a huge green dragon figure and a dragon roar appeared in the sky above the imperial capital. Then a violent storm roared in. Boom, boom, boom. When the sky thunder was about to condense, two red and white figures appeared in the sky. The figure of the white tiger and Suzaku also appeared in the air and roared. 1, 2, 3, three-headed holy beast. Who is gathering the holy beast cards? The country of China is about to change. Soon, the thunder that was about to condense and fall disappeared in an instant. The gathering dark clouds were swept away, and the entire imperial capital soon returned to calm. When Zhao Hengyan felt that he had a green dragon tattoo on his body, he couldn't help but ask the system. System, what's going on? Return to the host. The more bloodlines of the holy beasts collected, the higher the affinity will be and the lower the fusion intensity will be. Very good, very energetic. Sensing Zhao Hengyan's different aura, several people present couldn't help but ask. Xiaoyan, have you made a breakthrough? Why do you have such a strong sense of coercion? Only Han Ruishuang's heart was filled with shock, and she was too frightened to say a word. The feeling of regret came over me again. Why did I blindly fall in love with Yi Chen in the first place? There is obviously a person with a prominent family background and super talent next to him, why didn't he see it? Before, Zhao Hengyan still pursued him in a low voice, but he ignored him. Nowadays, even if he wants to reach a higher level, others will look down upon him. Yes, I have activated the third fighting spirit. These few short words fell like stones in their hearts. The third fighting spirit, what kind of concept is this? Human beings have never had it since the revival of spiritual energy. This can no longer be described by the word genius. Su Mengli's heart suddenly trembled and she realized something. Zhao Hengyan was an SSS level fighting spirit the previous 2 times, could it be the same this time? Soon, Yi Chen's third chance came to the stage. I saw a pair of battle armor displayed on the stage, exuding the aura of a quasi-emperor level magic weapon. This dragon flame armor is the natal magic weapon of Emperor Long Yan. Emperor Long Yan relied on this armor to defeat the emperors of the 3 kingdoms in one fell swoop, and he became famous ever since. The starting price is 50 million. When the host finished speaking, Yi Chen in the box was immediately ready to move. Yi Chen asked anxiously, "Young Master Yi Fan, I wonder if you can help me win this thing. It is not uncommon for a quasi-emperor treasure to be precious to your imperial capital, the Yi family. It means something different to me. And I'm afraid that this guy Zhao Hengyan will steal from me again." Yi Chen's eyes were full of panic and pleading. If there weren't so many people, he would probably have knelt down to Mark on the spot. Seeing Yi Chen's sincere attitude, coupled with the fact that quasi-emperor magic weapons are not uncommon in their family, So Yi Fan thought for a while and nodded lightly to show his agreement. "Thank you, Mr. Yi." Yi Chen's mouth was grinning. Fang Lingling on the side couldn't help but frown slightly when she saw this scene, and she couldn't help but feel a sense of disgust in her heart. She felt that Yi Chen had changed. He is no longer the high-spirited, strong and independent young man. She liked Yi Chen not only for his astonishing talent, but more importantly for Yi Chen's precious character. 100 billion. The moment he said the price, Zhao Hengyan immediately shouted out a high price of 100 billion. This time, many people looked at Zhao Hengyan like the silly son of a landlord. After all, buying a quasi-emperor magic weapon worth 100 billion would be a pure fool. The stone tablet bought for 150 billion may not necessarily have any secrets, it may just be a broken stone. But you can bet, and this magic weapon is a quasi-imperial magic weapon. Only Zhao Hengyan knew that there was a huge opportunity hidden in this. This armor is currently a broken magic weapon. If repaired, it can reach the standard of a holy magic weapon. At the same time, there is also a skill hidden inside. But these are not the point. The point is that Yi Chen cannot get it. "Zhao Hengyan, I call you an immortal." Yi Chen yelled angrily and wanted to snatch this magic weapon from him. And it's 100 billion in one move. But when he thought about eating shit tonight, Yi Chen suddenly felt more uncomfortable than eating shit. This bad breath must come out. 110 billion. This is almost his limit, and there is a high probability that he will be beaten to death when he returns. 150 billion. Zhao Hengyan said calmly, not giving Yi Chen any chance. Soon, Yi Chen gave up. Not long after, the armor was delivered to Zhao Hengyan's box. In addition to intercepting the opportunity, Zhao Hengyan also wanted to bleed the Yi family. You dare to kill me because of your shame. Don't go out and embarrass yourself when you have no money. It will make everyone think that the 5 major families are like this. Forget it if you are embarrassed, let us Zhao family be embarrassed together. Zhao Hengyan stood in the box and coldly mocked the 2 Yi family members. Zhao Hengyan, don't bully others too much. Zhao Hengyan, don't compare yourself, a fool, with us. Yi Fan and Yi Chen joined forces to fight back together. Haha, I spent 300 billion to buy a piece of broken stone and a pair of broken armor and I still think I made a profit. Yi Chen couldn't help but mocked. For some reason, he felt very comfortable at the moment when he was mocking Zhao Hengyan. Ha ha ha, the sparrow knows the ambition of the swan. After speaking, Zhao Hengyan directly displayed the White Tiger War Blade and White Tiger War Spirit. You must know that unless it is absolutely necessary, it will easily die once it is displayed. 300 billion bought an Emperor-level sword and an SSS-level fighting spirit. It's worth it. Zhao Hengyan's neither happy nor angry voice spread to everyone's ears. Coupled with the terrifying aura emanating from him. The faces of everyone present were changing in many ways, with joy, anger, sorrow, envy, jealousy and hatred all written on their faces. Now, Yi Chen and the 2 couldn't sit still. 300 billion to buy the ultimate Emperor-level magic weapon and the Holy Beast War Spirit, this is a great value. Money can't buy either of these. Suddenly, Yi Chen felt a sweetness well up in his throat. Puff. Immediately afterwards, a bloody arrow was spat out. The expression on Yi Fan's face was not much better. But they all think Zhao Hengyan is crazy. Aren't they afraid of being targeted by other families? The next second, a middle-aged man in black clothes staggered into Yi Chen's box. Young master, all our people are dead. Yi Chen. Yi Fan. The expressions on their faces changed in many ways. They turned red, green, black, and finally white. Yi Chen stumbled and almost fell to the ground. His eyes were blank and he muttered to himself, how could it be, how could it be like this? Where is the Dragon Organization? Is there anything going on with the Dragon Organization? Puff. Just as the man was about to speak, something suddenly seemed to be blocked in his throat. The next second, a mouthful of black old blood was spat directly on Mark's body. Then he died. Ah! Yi Fan was so angry that he smashed the table beside him into powder. His heart was bleeding, this killer was his. It is the foundation for his future foothold in the Yi family and the strongest fighting force under his command. Who is it? Yi Fan roared, and suddenly the 2 of them looked at Zhao Hengyan in unison. Boom! Suddenly, the closed door was kicked open. I saw a group of men and women wearing strange clothes and masks walking into the venue. This group of people stood on both sides in an orderly manner and lined up as if waiting for something. Soon, a graceful woman walked into the venue holding 2 men with her hands and stood on the stage. The woman burst out with terrifying murderous intent and instantly enveloped the entire audience. It is indeed Zhao Hengyan. Yi Chen gritted his teeth and said, because he recognized the woman at a glance as Zhao Hengyan's maid Yi Yuyan. Yi Fan suddenly felt that something bad was about to happen. He clenched his fists tightly and didn't care even if his nails were inserted into his flesh. He looked pale and breathed rapidly as he said, Aaron, report to your family quickly. The man in black on the side quickly disappeared into the shadows. Yi Yuyan, who was standing on the stage, picked up the 2 of them and patted them on the head. Suddenly his eyes shot out a spiritual light. Then 2 light curtains came into view. This is the secret soul-searching technique unique to their group of killers, which can directly project the memories in the brain. But the cost is that the soul is damaged and becomes an idiot. Everyone in the audience looked at these 2 light curtains and the terrifying War Emperor aura on Yi Yuyan, and immediately realized that something bad was about to happen. And it's still a big deal, at least it has nothing to do with little guys like them. A few minutes later, everyone below suddenly felt a terrifying sense of suffocation. They didn't dare to take a breath, but looked straight at the Yi family's box and Zhao Hengyan's box. Yi Chen and Yi Fan's faces are now uglier than eating shit. If they could choose, they would rather eat shit. That's right, what's displayed on the light screen is the content of their plan this time, to assassinate Zhao Hengyan. Yi Chen had mixed feelings in his heart, not knowing whether he should be happy or sad. More than half of the dragon organization's people were lost, but the top power was generally retained. The sad thing is that those who are still alive are basically disabled, and not a single part of each person is a complete part. Yi Fan was breathing rapidly, as if he was about to die in disaster. But he kept comforting himself in his heart. Don't be afraid, I'm from the Yi family. No matter what happens, Zhao Hengyan will never kill him directly. It seems that the Yi family doesn't know their status and actually wants to attack me. Zhao Hengyan said meaningfully, but the playful tone sounded creepy. Yi Chen Yi Fan, who gave you the courage to kill me? Especially you, Yi Chen. You little pretty boy, you used to eat me and use me, and you want to pick up my fiancée, but you still slap her in the face. Wu Bi gave you a chance to survive, but I didn't expect you didn't have a long memory. Zhao Hengyan said in a cold tone, his words filled with murderous intent. Then he waved to Han Ruishuang, who soon approached him knowingly. Zhao Hengyan used his hands on Han Ruishuang in front of Yi Chen, and even climbed to the top. I didn't expect that the woman you like is here with me now. It's really ridiculous that someone chose her best friend instead. After hearing Zhao Hengyan's ridicule, Yi Chen's face turned red and he suddenly felt a sweet taste in his throat. After Fang Lingling heard this, she had mixed feelings and an indescribable feeling in her heart. She suddenly wondered if she was Han Ruishuang's replacement. Ding! I sensed the gap between the heroine Fang Lingling and the protagonist, and gained 200 villain points. Suddenly, Zhao Hengyan was surprised by the continuous sound of beeps. Fang Lingling, the original heroine, became the heroine of luck. Interesting. The corners of Zhao Hengyan's mouth turned up, revealing a happy smile. Zhao Hengyan, what are you going to do? I'm warning you, my Yi family is also a super family, you can't mess around. Yi Fan warned Zhao Hengyan coldly to try to make him sober. At this time, Yi Chen seemed to realize that something was wrong, as if Zhao Hengyan took the initiative to release the fighting spirit. In an instant, his mouth opened for a long time and could not be closed. He already knew. Zhao Hengyan didn't pay attention at all when he heard Yi Fan's words, but turned around and said to Su Mengli and Shuiyu. Don't interfere, just let me raid the formation. The next second, the glass in the box was shattered by Zhao Hengyan's punch. Since the White Tiger War Blade is a divine weapon, it is not subject to many restrictions. Coupled with the bonus of the Great Compassion, it is almost possible to fully unleash the power of this Emperor-level weapon. So Zhao Hengyan rushed directly to the box where Yi Chen and the others were sitting with a big knife. Kakaka! Yi Chen's box was torn apart by the punch from Zhao Hengyan. The next second, Zhao Hengyan appeared in their box. Master Zhao, I advise you not to act rashly. Zhao Hengyan, this is my Yi family's property. Please pay attention. Zhao Hengyan glanced at several people in the venue with a look of disdain on his face. There's not a single one that can fight. The few guardians in the field were fighting at the level of battle kings, which surprised Zhao Hengyan. I don't know if his family is too strong or if he is taken too seriously. So weak. Attention, you deserve it too. I am the eldest son of the Zhao family. Who do you think you are the only heir of the Zhao family? Snapped. The next second, Zhao Hengyan quickly stepped up and slapped Yi Fan directly, which immediately made a crisp sound in the audience. Master Zhao, please note. As soon as a war sect guardian on the side spoke, Zhao Hengyan slashed him in half with a knife. Ah! Everyone in the venue screamed instantly after seeing this. Cruel, too cruel. The young master of the Zhao family kills people whenever they disagree, leaving no chance for excuses. And they are also a super family, the Yi family. The saint's command level is no worse than that of your Zhao family. How could Yi Fan, a pampered young man, see such a scene? His face turned pale and his whole body was trembling with fear. Zhao, young master Zhao, we have something to discuss. Yi Fan tremblingly begged for mercy. Zhao Hengyan took out the young master's token and said coldly, all the Zhao family, people in the Zhao family's industry, as well as those who are affiliated with the Zhao family and affiliated families are listening to orders. Tonight, I will smash everything in the Yi family and beat everyone to death. After Zhao Hengyan announced this order in front of the entire audience, everyone felt like there was a buzzing sound of thunder that lingered in their ears. The emperor is about to change. It's going to be a sleepless night tonight. Yi Fan suddenly felt that he had lost hope in life. Master Zhao, please calm down. A war king protector stood up and warned Zhao Hengyan coldly. Who dares to come out and talk to me? Upon hearing this, Zhao Hengyan walked over with his sword in hand like a murderer. The war king directly used spiritual power in an attempt to immobilize Zhao Hengyan. What shocked him extremely was that Zhao Hengyan was not affected at all. You know he is a war commander. After reaching the realm of War King, you have the ability to control space to a certain extent, and can immobilize people whose level is lower than yourself. But what the hell is Zhao Hengyan? Just when the guard was about to speak, Zhao Hengyan directly used Nanming Lihuo to enchant the White Tiger Blade. One knife cuts the heaven and the earth. The War King was beheaded by Zhao Hengyan before he could react. Immediately afterwards, dozens of terrifying auras came from the surroundings. A man in a suit ran out and said, Mr. Zhao, I am Yi Shi, the person in charge of this auction house. Let's calm down and talk about it first, okay? After saying that, he also released the War Emperor's aura in an attempt to intimidate Zhao Hengyan. And the dozens of people nearby also emitted the aura of a war commander, a war sect, or even a war king. Interesting. War Emperor, you don't even want to be a dog for me. Zhao Heng said lightly and clapped his hands. The next second, an even more powerful aura erupted from Yi Yuyan and the 12 people on the stage. In addition to the War Emperor, there are also the auras of the God of War, even half-step quasi-emperors and powerful quasi-emperors. Especially Yi Yuyan, who actually exploded with the peak combat power of the God of War. This surprised Zhao Hengyan. Not only are the people in Xuandian extremely powerful in combat, but more importantly, Yi Yuyan actually hides her combat power. Yi Yuyan, please entertain these people. I want to have a good chat with Mr. Yi. Upon hearing this, everyone present looked pale and speechless. I just want to attend an auction. Who am I going to offend? If you have any grudges, can you let us go first? Big boss fights affect civilians. But how dare they say these words? They will probably be ground to dust after they say it. After Yi Chen and others felt the quasi-emperor's aura, they had already thought about how to die more comfortably. Little friend of the Zhao family, can you give me some face? Finally, Yi Fan's hidden guardian jumped out and tried to negotiate. The next second, a tall man jumped in front of Zhao Hengyan. My subordinate, Zi Shu, pays homage to the young master. I will entertain this old man. Yi Yuyan jumped to Yi Shi and said coldly, let's go and have a good chat. Everyone, seeing this scene, Yi Fan felt his legs becoming softer and weaker, and he wanted to ask. Isn't it that Yi Chen is also involved? Why are you just arresting me? It is said that the persimmons should be picked and pinched softly. Isn't Yi Chen softer? Mr. Yi, do you have anything you want to say? As soon as he finished speaking, another group of people appeared at the gate the next second. I saw the young man at the head walking in quickly wearing a cloak. I am Yi Tian, the young master of the Yi family and the heir to the Yi family. I think I should have the strength to talk to the young master of the Zhao family, right? Zhao Hengyan frowned slightly when he heard this, and said secretly in his heart. Young master Yi Tian, second young master Yi Fan, have I stabbed the protagonist in his lair? Talk. Zhao Hengyan snorted coldly and knocked Yi Chen and Yi Fan to the ground with a slap. Zhao Hengyan. Seeing this, Yi Tian's eyes were scarlet red and he glared at Zhao Hengyan angrily. The next second, the aura of the War King burst out from his body. War King, I just killed one. Zhao Hengyan pointed to the corpse beside him, which made Yi Tian a little stunned. However, he thought that Zhao Hengyan was just lucky and took advantage of the chaos to make a sneak attack. Unexpectedly, Zhao Hengyan directly transformed the White Tiger War Spirit and activated all the power of the White Tiger War Blade. Roar! A tiger roar full of majesty and fighting spirit came from Zhao Hengyan. Yi Tian instantly realized that something was not right. Imperial soldiers! Everyone exclaimed. The presence of imperial weapons was beyond everyone's expectations, and what they didn't expect was that Zhao Hengyan could actually fully use the imperial weapons. It is also an extremely rare and rare emperor-level product that exists like a rarity. You must know that except for the emperor-level magic weapons that can be possessed by the family's top combat power, the basic god-level magic weapons are as valuable as the clan's treasures. But now it was discovered in Zhao Hengyan, the heir to the Zhao family. This has left everyone wondering what to say. Is it important? Or do you believe too much? Although Zhao Hengyan burst out with amazing talent and the responsibilities that an heir should have. But this is absolutely not the reason for giving imperial weapons. Zhao Hengyan almost laughed out loud when he saw their deflated appearance. It's just an imperial weapon. You must know that he also won 2 holy level magic weapons at the auction just now. More importantly, there is the Dongwang bell that destroys the world. Seeing that they were still in a daze, Zhao Hengyan directly activated all the techniques, and all the nearby spiritual energy from heaven and earth gathered towards him. Coupled with the enchantment of Nanming Lihuo, Zhao Hengyan slashed directly at Yi Tian's position with a knife. Yi Tian instantly panicked and cursed secretly in his heart. Why don't you follow martial ethics and conduct a sneak attack? Seeing Zhao Hengyan's attack getting closer, everyone led by Yi Tian used their skills to resist. Roar! There was a roar of a tiger, and a white tiger jumped up and rushed toward everyone. SSS level talent, Holy Beast Fighting Spirit. Yi Tian's complexion was the same as Yi Chen's and others, uglier than eating shit. Of all the people here, Yi Chen felt the most uncomfortable. After all, he was a genius who was said to be once in 1,000 years. Possessing the legendary SS level talent, I didn't expect it to be directly superior. Why are you better than me? Why do you live a better life than me, have more money than me, and are more handsome than me? Yi Chen felt great resentment in his heart. He felt as if the moment he came into contact with Zhao Hengyan, his luck disappeared for some reason. All bad things and bad luck happened to me. You must know that you are a genius that is rare to see in 1,000 years, and you have been supported by a large amount of resources recently. He has reached the peak of the War Master and is about to break through to the War Master. But Zhao Hengyan actually had such a dazzling performance tonight. What hurt him the most was that Han Ruishuang, whom he had been thinking about so much, jumped into Zhao Hengyan's arms like a dog. He obviously paid so much for her, but in the end he didn't even look at her. Ah! Yi Chen clenched his fists tightly and let out a low roar. If he hadn't seen that Zhao Hengyan could suppress these war sect war kings, Yi Chen would still have wanted to rush forward and compete. Although Yi Tian's dozens of people are much higher in realm than Zhao Hengyan, the problem is that the power of the imperial soldiers is too powerful. Even though everyone tried their best, they were already sweating. This kid is no longer human, he is an imperial soldier. Yi Tian let out a horrified roar. He couldn't figure out why a war commander could actually mobilize the imperial soldiers. What's more important is that his spiritual power is not exhausted. Zhao Hengyan used the imperial weapon for the first time, and then he realized how powerful it was. With all the pressure being mobilized, he was able to suppress dozens of war sects and war kings to the point where they couldn't even lift their heads. However, the damage done to the imperial soldiers' spiritual power is truly terrifying. I have activated the spiritual power movement and absorption dozens of times, and I feel a little weak. It was as if the body had been hollowed out. Seeing that Yi Tian and the others were still able to resist stubbornly, Zhao Hengyan immediately increased his efforts and used Nanming Lihuo to move out with all his strength. What's going on? Why do you feel so hot? I feel like my spirit has been evaporated. I can't hold it any longer. No one expected that Zhao Hengyan could fight against a group of masters on his own. Bang! With a loud sound, Yi Tian and others were knocked over by the powerful shock wave. Wow, it hurts. These people were all in a very embarrassed state with no clothes on their bodies, especially Yi Tian. As the young master of the Yi family, the only heir is also a genius. He has been almost invincible in the realm of Datong since childhood, which makes him very proud. Unexpectedly, one day he would be knocked to the ground by a child 2 levels below him, and he would also be scarred and ugly. This seriously damaged his Taoist heart. Impossible, I was actually defeated. Why is this? Zhao Hengyan ignored their reactions and pointed at Yi Chen and the others. Except for these few people, kill them all. These few words shocked everyone present. Is this what an 18-year-old boy can say? It's so cruel. I didn't expect that the young master of the Zhao family, who seemed harmless to humans and animals, would be so decisive in killing. Zhao, Mr. Zhao, can we leave? A young man from a small family asked tremblingly. The fight between you gods should be none of our business, right? Zhao Hengyan waved his hand and motioned for them to get out immediately. The next second, the venue was empty except for the Yi family. Fang Lingling also took advantage of the chaos to escape, but Zhao Hengyan didn't take it seriously. After all, there are important things to deal with. Han Ruishuang's whole body trembled unconsciously when she saw this scene. Horrible, terrible, this is completely crazy. He does evil things without caring about the consequences. He is completely different from his own Zhao Hengyan. But this also made her very regretful that she had let such an outstanding man pass by blindly. You know, she is just one step away from the young mistress of the Zhao family. After the place was cleared, Yi Yuyan and the others took decisive action and killed everyone under the Yi family. Let's go to Yi's house. After saying that, everyone carried Yi Chen, Yi Fan and Yi Tian to Yi's house. Soon, the entire imperial capital had learned of this earth-shattering news. The Yi family actually wants to kill Zhao Hengyan, the young master of the Zhao family. And Zhao Hengyan actually had an emperor-level magic weapon, and he killed the entire audience by himself. After a while, Zhao Hengyan brought the 3 members of the Yi family to the door of the Yi family. Besides them, there are hundreds of pairs of eyes around. Zhao boy, what do you mean? At the door, Yi Wushuang, the eldest elder of the Yi family, asked coldly. Although he knew the situation, he could not lose the momentum of his fellow super family. What for? Kill your whole family, Zhao Hengyan said disdainfully, with a hint of provocation in his expression. You, how dare you, Shuzi? Immediately afterwards, Yi Wushuang burst out with the aura of the half-step emperor to put pressure on Zhao Hengyan. Except for Shui Yu, everyone felt that their chests were cold and it was difficult to stand. Zhao Hengyan smiled jokingly and walked towards Yi Wushuang. Seeing that Zhao Hengyan was not affected at all, Yi Wushuang was shocked and had a surprised look on his face. However, these anomalies were quickly suppressed. Zhao Hengyan slowly walked up to him and started to use all the techniques. The next second, a tiger roar sounded. A white tiger appeared behind Zhao Hengyan. Immediately afterwards, a phoenix sounded. A red bird spreads its wings and soars in the sky. Finally, there was a dragon roar in the air. A huge green dragon descended from the sky and hovered over Zhao Hengyan. 1, 2, 3, 3 holy beasts. Holy beast war spirit, SSS level. There are still 3 SSS level fighting spirits. The entire imperial capital burst into exclamations. The young master of the Zhao family, Zhao Hengyan, actually has 3 SSS level talents. Yi Wushuang was greatly surprised when he saw this. This was absolutely unique in human history. Seeing this, Zhao Hengyan did not react at all, but instead activated the 9 dragons' divine art. Suddenly, under the gaze of everyone, 9 golden divine dragons appeared from Zhao Hengyan and continued to surround him. At this time, his power has reached an unprecedented height. And Nanming Lihuo also started to move and cover his body. Due to the great compassion endowment, his own power is already extremely terrifying without the circulation of spiritual power. Now with full firepower, not only is his physical strength extremely tough, but his strength has reached the level of 100 dragons, which is unique among hundreds of millions. You die. Zhao Hengyan slowly spit out these words. Yi Wushuang's pupils suddenly shrank and realized that something was wrong, and he immediately used his spiritual power to prepare for defense. Boom! Following the roar of dragons and tigers, a powerful force attacked Yi Wushuang. No! Yi Wushuang's face was immediately filled with the word panic. This is the power that an 18-year-old can exert. Bang! Soon, with a loud noise, Yi Wushuang was punched away by Zhao Hengyan in full view of everyone. Puff! Yi Wushuang quickly supported the ground and spit out a mouthful of blood. Is this a human being? Is this the strength of a war master? The eldest elder of the Yi family, half-step emperor, can't withstand Zhao Hengyan's punch. At the same time, many big families have been secretly contacting each other. They feel that this child cannot stay for a long time. Once it grows up, other families will have no room to fight back. Zhao Hengyan seemed calm on the surface, but in fact he was panicking. Because this punch was the result of his decades of skill, he would be weak after just one punch. He couldn't throw a second punch within a few days. However, this can serve as a huge shock. This old man has his arms and legs broken and is useless. Zhao Hengyan pointed at Yi Wushuang and ordered. So, A quasi-emperor strongman stood up and broke Yi Wu's hands and feet in front of everyone. When an arm became useless, a roar came from the Yi family. How dare you, Shuzi! This is the roar of a great emperor. Soon, a man with an angry face rushed out. If you dare to stir up trouble in my Yi family, don't think that I won't dare to take action because you are the sole heir of the Zhao family. Zhao Hengyan laughed jokingly when he heard this. I'm not just going to attack your Yi family, I'm going to attack everyone who wants to attack. Don't think I don't know you are in the dark. Do you old immortals want to kill me to prevent my rise? We must die together. After Zhao Hengyan finished speaking, he took out the Zhao family's young master's order and the military order given by his father. The Zhao family's army enters the city to defend the Zhao family. Anyone who dares to stop them will be killed without mercy. Deploy the 1st Military Region and the 1st Group Army to Beijing to maintain public security. After hearing Zhao Hengyan's words, the scene was instantly in an uproar. Forget about mobilizing the Zhao family army. After all, their Zhao family private army is under the independent jurisdiction of the empire. But what the hell is the 1st Military Region, and why can he dispatch imperial troops? Is there going to be a civil war? Are the Zhao family crazy? They dare to use the army. What the hell, I think the Yi family is crazy and dares to touch the only heir of the Zhao family. It's over, the emperor is going to change tonight. Young Master Zhao, I am the supreme elder of the Yi family. The great emperor of the Yi family calmed down and said, is there any misunderstanding here? Don't get excited yet. If we use the army, we won't be able to explain things clearly. Zhao Hengyan didn't even look at him, but glanced around to warn him. Don't you want to do something to me? How do you think I dare to use my trump card? Come on, let's flip the table together and stop playing. The old guys around finally couldn't sit still anymore and jumped out one after another and shouted. Lychee, Mr. Zhao, how can someone from our wealthy family be so unqualified? Zhao Hengyan sneered. Lychee, what kind of lychee did you want me to get? Old man, now either you do it to me or I do it to you. Zhao Hengyan looked at the dozen or so old guys present. Almost half of them were half-step emperors, and the rest were quasi-emperors. Zhao Hengyan, don't be shameless. An old man with a white beard stood up and said, you are the only ones, how can you fight with us? Zhao Hengyan threw the white tiger war blade directly to Shuiyu and looked at these old guys coldly. This imperial weapon should be usable, right? Shuiyu nodded silently and stared at the supreme elder of the Yi family, as if to say, you already have a way to die. Don't save all your strength for waiting, fight quickly. Several old guys noticed something was wrong with Zhao Hengyan's movements, and several of them were already eager to give it a try. You all stay away from me and don't get affected by me. Zhao Hengyan turned to look at Yi Yuyan and the others, and the whole place was in an uproar as soon as these words came out. What is he saying? Don't he know that we are all half-step emperors? Has he always been so brave? Stay away from him, do you want to die quickly? A few old guys were already laughing out loud. But the next second, their laughter stopped abruptly and the smiles on their faces solidified instantly. Zhao Hengyan took out another imperial weapon, the 9 Dragons divine sword that had just been auctioned. This. It seems more terrifying than the imperial soldiers. Why does this kid have so many secrets? I can't stay here long. A quasi-emperor in red saw this and said nothing. His fighting spirit instantly transformed and used all his spiritual power to attack Zhao Hengyan. He tried to kill Zhao Hengyan with one move. The 2 quasi-emperors on the side also took action when they saw this scene. Dongwang Bell, help me. Zhao Hengyan silently communicated with the ancient bell in his mind. The reason why he had such confidence was because he was betting that Dongwang Zhang would show up to protect him. You must know that the last time the Suzaku war spirit was awakened, it was thanks to the Dongwang bell that he took the initiative to protect the Lord. Soon, he felt the response of the bell in his body. Dongwang Zhang, you are actually betting on dogs. Dongwang Zhang was cursed when he learned about the situation. He did not expect that Zhao Hengyan conquered it not by ability but by crisis. Xiao Yan, be careful. Seeing this scene, Su Mengli was about to rush over to help him, but was blocked by Shui Yu. Believe me, Mr. Zhao, if you go there now, you will only cause trouble for him. Su Mengli had no choice but to nod silently after hearing this. All of you just need to block their attack, and I will do the rest. Blood Moon summoned the Blood Lotus, which was also an Emperor-level magic weapon. It has both offensive and defensive capabilities and can affect the enemy's combat effectiveness. And she evacuated backward first to avoid affecting Zhao Hengyan. The three quasi-emperors did not react at all when they saw Zhao Hengyan, and their hearts suddenly burst into joy. Okay, he actually dares to give up resistance. Die. 3 fierce attacks hit Zhao Hengyan instantly. At this time, everyone on Su Mengli's side was looking worriedly, feeling very panicked. Dong dong dong. When the 3 quasi-emperors struck with all their strength, a bell suddenly rang out from Zhao Hengyan. The sound of this bell is very strong and powerful, but it is also solemn and killing. Puff. The bell rang, and the phantom of a big bell appeared on Zhao Hengyan, covering him. The attacks of the 3 quasi-emperors all hit the big bell and were counterattacked. Each of them flew hundreds of meters away. The injuries of these 3 people were much worse than that of Yi Wushuang. Yi Wushuang was purely attacked by Zhao Hengyan. He didn't even have his fighting spirit transformed, and he was still capable of fighting. Not only were these 3 people knocked away, but all the meridians in their bodies were severed and they were left useless. I'm really a genius. Zhao Hengyan was ecstatic in his heart, with a joyful smile on his face. He made the right bet and asked Dongwang Zhang to come out on his own initiative. In this way, not only will his spiritual power not be consumed, but he will also be able to attack. More importantly, no one knows what this is, which can act as an absolute deterrent. What? The old ghost of the Bai family, the Wei family and the Zheng family, the 3 quasi-emperors are powerless to do anything. Old Ghost Bai seems to be on the verge of becoming a half-emperor. It can be said that he is the ceiling of a quasi-emperor. This, can we go up? After saying that, everyone silently took a step back, leaving only the Supreme Elder of the Yi family. Yi Wushuang and the Supreme Elder of the Yi family cursed in their hearts. You guys look like we are stupid. Yi Wushuang felt a little afraid of Zhao Hengyan, and the Supreme Elder didn't know what to do for a moment. Blood Moon, come on. As soon as they finished speaking, a patch of blood appeared in the sky above these people. Everyone was sealed in this small space and could not leave without Blood Moon's consent. This Blood Lotus is so weird. Yi Wushuang discovered the characteristics of the Blood Lotus at a glance, and it could actually seal the space. This is something that only saints can do, and there are only a few saints in the world. Are you also an emperor? Yi Wushuang felt the aura erupting from Shuiyu's body, and suddenly felt lingering fear. Unexpectedly, he never noticed that a great emperor was beside him, and the Supreme Elder didn't notice either. The Supreme Elder whispered, Wushuang, I'll try to hold that woman back later. Go and try to see if you can break the blockade and run home quickly. Yi Wushuang's pupils shrank sharply upon hearing this, his face full of fear and surprise. The Supreme Elder is a great emperor, a real great emperor. To be able to say such words actually means that this woman's strength is extremely terrifying. Die. The Supreme Elder of the Yi family took the lead in launching the attack and struck preemptively. Not only did he immediately transform into a battle soul, his whole body covered with a layer of scale armor, he even took out his own divine weapon. Chapter 71. I saw the Supreme Elder of the Yi family holding a heavy black whip in his hand and slashing it towards the Blood Moon. Shui Yu immediately raised his war blade to block. Clang. The 2 magic weapons made a crisp sound when assembled. Soon, the Supreme Elder felt numbness in the tiger's mouth, and his whole arm was trembling. Is this the Imperial Soldier? Not only is the power it exerts incredibly strong, but its hardness is even higher than other weapons. Zhao Hengyan suddenly thought of something when he saw the 2 separated briefly, and immediately threw out his yin-yang jade pendant. Blood Moon, catch it. The moment Shui Yu came into contact with the yin-yang jade pendant, he instantly felt that the spiritual power in his body became full. Even the speed of operation and absorption is several times faster than usual. At this moment, she seemed to understand why Zhao Hengyan could use the imperial weapons flexibly without exhausting his spiritual power. At the same time, she looked at Zhao Hengyan with a little more gratitude. Old dog, suffer death. Blood Moon is now driving the Blood Lotus to affect others, while using all the power of the White Tiger Blade to slash at them. Are all the people in the Zhao family so evil? One person can use 2 imperial weapons. Not to mention 2, one imperial weapon can drain the emperor's spiritual power. Zhao Hengyan learned from their mouths that even the great emperor would not fully use the full power of the imperial soldiers. Fortunately, I have many magical powers and my spiritual power cannot be used up at all. Yi Chen looked up at this earth-shattering scene, and his body couldn't help but tremble. But the feeling of unwillingness quietly surged into my heart. Is this the background of the Zhao family? Yi Chen never expected that the Zhao family, both members of a super family, could actually go to the door of Yi's house and beat someone up. And the people who were beaten couldn't even lift their heads. Even that Zhao Hengyan is a monster, and an 18-year-old war commander is scary enough. I didn't expect that a quasi-emperor could be beaten like that. Thinking of this, Yi Chen looked at Zhao Hengyan with a bit of fear. But he was unwilling to give in. Why were all these benefits taken away by him? How could he alone suppress so many people of his generation? He clearly had a mysterious force like the Dragon Organization at his disposal, but he was able to learn about this situation quietly. I'm not willing to give in, I'm not willing to give in. Yi Chen gritted his teeth and roared in a low voice. But other than yelling and scolding Zhao Hengyan, he had no other option. Bang! Soon, their battle came to an end with a loud blood moon sound. I saw the Supreme Elder lying in a big pit on the ground, with scars all over his body. The whole face was covered in blood and looked terrible. Enough. Finally, someone in the Yi family couldn't sit still. A frightening roar came from the Yi family, and soon a middle-aged man exuding the aura of an emperor descended on Zhao Hengyan and the others. The man smashed the barrier into pieces with one slap. Zhao Hengyan, it's time to stop, the man said in a cold voice. Zhao Hengyan learned from the impression of his predecessor that this person was Yi Chen, the head of the Yi family and one of the 10 great emperors of China. I've stabbed the protagonist in his lair. Zhao Hengyan muttered unhappily. Which of these names is not a classic protagonist name? I will stop if you tell me to stop. Zhao Hengyan said jokingly. You won't stop when you kill me. If you can't beat me, you will stop the war. What kind of old bidden are you? Yi Chen's face turned pale when he heard this. He didn't expect that a junior would dare to talk to him like this. Don't be so shameless, Yi Chen immediately scolded. My face was made by myself, not given by others. Zhao Hengyan swept the audience with his hands behind his back and a confident look. I'll give you the face and call you Uncle Yi, from the Yi family. If I don't give you face, you will be an old man. Zhao Hengyan pointed to the old guys in the field. You and you. You old fools, do you really think that my Zhao family is easy to bully? Listening to Zhao Hengyan's words, Yi Chen was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. Arrogant, Yi Chen couldn't help it, and then punched Zhao Hengyan. Facing the sudden punch, Zhao Hengyan stood there confidently. The next second, Shuiyu directly hit Yi Chen's punch with a palm. It seems that the Zhao family attaches great importance to you. Yi Chen didn't expect that the Zhao family actually sent a great emperor to Zhao Hengyan to protect him. More importantly, the woman in front of him was very powerful and not much worse than himself. Who are you to the Zhao family? Yi Chen couldn't help asking Shuiyu. It seems that there is no such person in the Zhao family. Who is he, and he is so powerful? However, this kind of surprise in his heart was suppressed by him. You don't need to care who I am, you just need to know that I am the young master's man. Shuiyu replied coldly. Yi Chen was a little embarrassed at this time, because he was one of the 10 great emperors of China. But he couldn't do anything to the woman in front of him. Plus she had 2 magic weapons. Sister Shuiyu, I didn't expect you to be so strong. Zhao Hengyan asked curiously. Why didn't you make a move in the previous competition? Shuiyu smiled at Zhao Hengyan. Compared to the head of the family and the master, I am still a little inferior. At this moment, Zhao Hengyan suddenly understood something. It seems that Zhao Zan is not only strong, but also has the same personality as himself now. He is a madman who dares to fight and kill. That day, several emperors went over to make threats, but they didn't expect Zhao Zan to do it himself. I wonder what Dad is doing now. Zhao Hengyan was very curious. Why didn't he come to help his son when he was beaten up? Yi Chen calmed down and forced a smile. Friend Hengyan, let's have a good chat. Both of our families are super families. Don't let outsiders laugh at us. Zhao Hengyan raised the corner of his mouth slightly, revealing a sneer. Easy to talk to. From now on, all the Yi family's properties in the imperial capital will belong to our Zhao family. The whole audience was in an uproar when these words came out. The imperial capital is the root of the Yi family. What's the difference between you and the extermination of the Yi family? Yi Chen clenched his fists tightly, his face flushed. Isn't it too much? The next second, a figure staggered over. Master, Master! A man covered in blood fell to the ground with a plop, shouting with all his strength. Master, speak! Yi Chen injected a spiritual power into him, trying to maintain his life. Our properties in the imperial capital, as well as other forces such as affiliated families, have been destroyed. Boom! Yi Chen suddenly felt his blood gushing, and a breath of air was rushing straight to his head. He knew that Zhao Hengyan had ordered people to smash and destroy, but no matter what, it would not cause such a big thing. Who is causing trouble? Yi Chen lifted the man's collar, his eyes were bloodshot and he roared loudly. Who did it? Tell me, why are you the only one alive? The man replied tremblingly, I don't know, but those people are at a very high level, and their actions are simple and clear. They let me come back to pass on the message, and the others are dead. As soon as he finished speaking, the man spat out a mouthful of blood and kicked his foot, and died. Yi Chen's clenched fists crackled, as if he was ready to punch Zhao Hengyan at any time. Although I don't know who did it, it must be related to Zhao Hengyan. Yi Chen really wanted to skin the young man in front of him alive. Not only is his talent astonishing and terrifying, but his composure and decisiveness that are not for his age are a bit scary. We can't let him grow any longer. Yi Chen decided to let him die tonight. Bang! Suddenly, there was an explosion in the sky above the imperial capital. Then an emergency siren sounded. Woo! Hearing this, everyone's eyes were on Zhao Hengyan. He really started fighting. Zhao Zhazhen really entered the city. Zhao Zan doesn't care about it. What a beating. Yi Chen closed his eyes tightly, as if he had made some important decision. Zhao Hengyan, do you really want to start a civil war? Can you bear this responsibility? Zhao Hengyan spread his hands and said it didn't matter. Anyway, if you don't give me a way to live, you will die together. As soon as he finished speaking, a psychic missile exploded not far from them. Bang! Soon, there was a flash of light and a burst of terrifying coercion struck everyone. Everyone present quickly activated their spiritual defense. Why do they have missiles? Isn't the Zhao family army a private army? Is the first military region also back? It's impossible. The first military region will come here for at least 2 or 3 days. Exclamation mark. Why? Because my family owns an arms company. Her mother, Su Qingyu, owns several multinational arms companies and has sold countless weapons across Blue Star. Zhao Zhazhen is of course equipped with the best equipment. He usually doesn't show off his appearance, but at critical moments all kinds of psychic weapons and equipment are used. Even if the emperor comes, he can't stop it. Yi Chen sighed helplessly and said, I agree, stop it. Zhao Hengyan smiled. This is the price just now I want to increase the price. Don't be shameless. Yi Chen immediately unleashed all his fighting power. Blood Moon. Zhao Hengyan immediately ordered Shuiyu to attack. Seeing this scene, several quasi-emperors on the side also launched an attack on Zhao Hengyan. Yi Yuyan, you will attack with all your strength and use any means. After Zhao Hengyan finished speaking, he summoned the Azure Dragon fighting spirit. I saw a giant dragon hovering over the imperial capital, and suddenly the dragon spit out a stream of dragon flames with its head downwards. Zhao Hengyan has penetrated the abilities of the holy beast, and can not only use Qinglong's healing and recovery but also Suzaku's Nanming Lihuo. Hu ho ho! Just hearing a strong wind blowing, the quasi-emperors suddenly felt that the air had become extremely hot. The next second, a white flame struck. The 12 members of Xuandian and Yi Yuyan also attacked them at the same time. There may be differences in realm, but Zhao Hengyan's fighting spirit gives them a steady stream of recovery capabilities. The imperial capital, Zhao Mansion. Zhao Zan, Su Qingyu, and Su Moen sat by the window and admired the auras of light erupting in the night sky of the imperial capital. Wonderful, so wonderful. Zhao Zan didn't expect that Zhao Hengyan could force Yi Chen to this point. Su Qingyu looked worried and said, fortunately, Blood Moon is strong enough to be able to withstand so many people. No, Xiaoyan is strong enough. Su Moen added. Who would have thought that this kid would have such a big secret? I didn't expect that he would really dare to use the army. Zhao Zan was proud of Zhao Hengyan's courage and accomplished what he had always wanted to do. Unfortunately, due to pressure from public opinion and other circumstances, these troops have been kept untouched every time. Many people think that the Zhao family is a paper tiger, worthless and useless. After tonight, the imperial city will reshuffle its cards. Zhao Zan looked at the fighting scene outside and felt that he had to do something for his son. All forbidden troops, you have been surrounded. Hurry up, put down your weapons and surrender immediately. Suddenly, a broadcast resounded over the imperial capital. What? The imperial army was defeated. What about the royal guards? Is the imperial capital's defense made of paper? Is Zhao Zhazhen so scary? In the palace, members of the Yang family sat silently in the conference hall. Zhao Zhazhen came in so quickly. What to do? Zhao Zhazhen is here. The Emperor Yang Heng, who was in the first seat, sat in his seat with a sigh. He just wanted to weaken the Zhao family, but he didn't expect the matter to become so big. Yang Rui's face was pale and her forehead was covered with cold sweat. It was she who proposed to support Yi Chen, and it was she who thought that other families could be used to check and balance the Zhao family. Unexpectedly, Yi Chen, a fool, dared to assassinate Zhao Hengyan, and was discovered. What's even more unexpected is that Zhao Hengyan is such a monster and dares to fight in front of Yi's house alone. Father, me. Yang Rui wanted to speak, but the words couldn't come out. Bang! Suddenly, a loud noise appeared near everyone. Then a guard hurried in. Oh no, the shells have already hit. As soon as he finished speaking, hundreds of artillery shells hit the palace with an earth-shattering sound. Where are my imperial guards? Tell Huang Kanglong to defend the enemy, quickly. Yang Heng was extremely anxious now and quickly ordered to defend against the enemy. At the door of Yi's house, a quasi-emperor let out a mournful cry. Then the second, the third. Unexpectedly, Zhao Hengyan could lead a few quasi-emperors to fight against more than a dozen quasi-emperors. And Wan, is this the power of the holy beast? The moment the azure dragon fighting spirit appeared in the sky, drizzle began to fall from the sky. When the raindrops fell on Zhao Hengyan's people, not only did the spiritual energy recovery speed up, but some of the internal injuries in the body also recovered. Each of them seems to have inexhaustible power. The white tiger fighting spirit provided them with powerful combat power, and each of them had a high fighting spirit. Kill them. Zhao Hengyan immediately ordered these old guys to be killed. No, Zhao Hengyan, you can't. I am you from the Bai family. The man from the Bai family was killed with a knife before he could finish his words. The remaining few had no strength to resist, and were all killed by Zhao Hengyan's men. Yi Chen was shocked. Who was this person? A war commander was actually able to lead a bunch of war gods and half-step quasi-emperors to eliminate a group of quasi-emperors. There are also one or two half-step emperors among them. Die. Suddenly, a red halo appeared on Yi Chen's body, forcing Shui Yu to retreat. It is indeed the 10 great emperors. Zhao Hengyan felt a little emotional. It seemed that our side had a chance to win. But Yi Chen didn't fall behind at all. Let me show you what it means to be a real emperor. Yi Chen was furious and showed off his divine weapon, a spear that was red all over. Upon seeing this, Zhao Hengyan immediately ran to Yi Fan and the others to lift him up. Lao Dang, try moving again. Zhao Hengyan was seen putting one hand on Yi Fan's head and the other hand on Yi Tian's neck. Yi Chen's eyes turned red when he saw this, and veins popped up all over his body. How dare you, Shuzi? Imperial capital, Yun family. I saw Zhao Zan swaggering at the Yun family gate and shouting loudly, tell your family master that Zhao Zan is visiting. Upon seeing this, the servants of the Yun family immediately ran into the house to report. Master, Zhao Zan said at the gate that he wanted to see you. At this time, a middle-aged man in white with a mustache sat at the desk and frowned. This person is Yun Hong, the head of the Yun family, and the biological father of Yun Jingyan. What is he here for? Seeing the darkness outside, I suddenly realized something was wrong. Let him in. Yes. After hearing the order, the servant quickly left and invited Zhao Zan to come up. Seeing the high-spirited Zhao Zan appearing in front of him, Yun Hong shook his head helplessly. I haven't seen you for so long, why are you still so young? Yun Hong was very confused. Even though his lifespan became longer after becoming an emperor, his appearance would still age. Even using beauty products like Zuyuandan is only temporary. But how come Zhao Zan and Su Qingyu are still the same as they were when they were young after such a long time, but their eyes are just a bit more vicissitudes and fierceness over time? Isn't it bad to be young? Who says the emperor can't be young? Zhao Zan said with a smile. I'm jealous. Yun Hong sighed from the bottom of his heart. Don't be jealous, you should still be jealous of me. Jealous that I'm handsomer than you, jealous that I can fight better than you, jealous that my son is better than you. Zhao Zan boasted proudly. You. Yun Hong's teeth chattered as he listened to these words. Grandma, this is so annoying. Sure enough, sincerity is the last resort. You can brag, but you can't tell the truth. What Zhao Zan said is all true. Especially when comparing Yun Yan and Zhao Hengyan, they are both the young master and heir of the family. A person who lives and drinks every day is extraordinarily happy. The other one just turned 18 and became a war master, and his talent was so monstrous that he could compete with the quasi-emperor. More importantly, he was not competing against ordinary quasi-emperors, but against quasi-emperors from the same super family. Tell me, what are you looking for me for? Yun Hong glanced at Zhao Zan angrily. Smart people, Zhao Zan said happily. I like to deal with smart people the most. There is an old saying in China, which is called Wei Junji, the one who loves Western things. I believe that the head of the Yun family will be able to understand the various situations at hand. Yun Hong, this seems to be a very familiar saying that I have heard somewhere. As soon as he finished speaking, the roar of artillery shells sounded outside. Rumble. Yun Hong was stunned when he saw this, and couldn't help but cursed, "You're so hard to beat." For so many years, the Zhao family's troops have been open to the outside world. Even though he holds military power, most people think it is just a decoration. After all, there has been peace for too long. As long as they don't touch the Zhao family's bottom line, they won't do anything to themselves. But tonight, all this seriousness has been overturned. Zhao Zan spread his hands helplessly, saying it was none of my business. Do you know that you are going to start a civil war? This is treason, a war crime. This will be judged by the Empire and the Blue Star Alliance. Yun Hong persuaded Zhao Zan earnestly, trying to get him to stop quickly. I've said so much, you still don't understand, do you? Zhao Zan looked at Yun Hong speechlessly. What is a war criminal? Only when you lose the war can you be called a war criminal. But I haven't lost yet, and what if I win? Second, don't talk about the Blue Star Alliance trial, that's bullshit. Not to mention the whole country of China, is there any army in the world that is more elite than my first military region? Our Zhao family army is more elite than the first military region. It is the elite among the elite. What the hell, half of the weapons in the world are produced by our family, and you still want to put me on trial? Yun Hong, this seems to be the case. But, are you too blatant? My head feels so itchy, I feel like I'm going to grow a brain. Zhao Zan looked at Yun Hong coldly with murderous intent in his eyes, and he slowly added, there is one more thing. Whether it's treason or not, it's just a matter of a piece of paper from your Yun family. Yun Hong had scolded Zhao Zan thousands of times in his heart. Grandma, you just know these things in your heart, why are you talking about them on stage? I also want to lose face. But Zhao Zan is stronger than him and he can't beat him. Nothing more was said. I'll sign and stamp it myself. Yun Hong was forced to compromise. There was no way who had the bigger fist would be right. Just rely on Zhao Zan's words, half of the weapons in the world are produced by our family, is enough to deter him. The scale and market are unbelievably huge. Zhao Zan grinned, is this right? This is just a waste of my time. As compensation, a villa under your Yun family will be mine. After speaking, Zhao Zan took the documents and prepared to leave. Yun Hong, bandits. I walked away from a villa in just a few seconds. Etc. Seeing Zhao Zan's leaving figure, he hurriedly stopped. Why do you think the villa is not heavy enough? Then just send me a quasi-emperor magic weapon tomorrow. Yun Hong, what the hell are you doing for others? At this moment, Yun Hong clearly realized what a bandit was. Then what are you doing? Tell me quickly. The impatience on Zhao Zan's face made Yun Hong suddenly confused. Yun Hong paused, then asked, Look, isn't your Zhao Hengyan already 18? It's a single pass again, and besides, he's not too young, you see. Zhao Zan's eyes suddenly lit up and he immediately understood something. Okay, you actually think so, right? I'll ask about this when Heng Yan comes back tonight. But he's going to be engaged in 2 days. Zhao Zan smiled proudly. Yun Hong is no longer calm now. What the hell are you saying? What do you mean? This is it. Also, which girl does he fall in love with? Didn't I say that I had cut off everything with the Han family? Could it be that I want to get back together again? Don't make other people laugh when the time comes. Brother, I'm kindly reminding you. Yun Hong cursed secretly in his heart, which girl actually climbed to the new star Zhao Hengyan first. Engaged to his sister, Yun Hong. Hearing this, Yun Hong almost spit out a mouthful of blood. What words are these? You beast, Yun Hong, your Zhao Hengyan is really hungry and can eat anything. Is this what people say? Zhao Zan said slowly. I have no blood relationship with him, I was adopted. Oh, after hearing this, Yun Hong felt much calmer. These two father and son are really good at causing trouble, which makes my heart skip a beat. No, why haven't I heard you mention it? Yun Hong stared at Zhao Zan with curiosity and expressed that he wanted to eat this melon. Well, it's a long story. So Zhao Zan told Yun Hong this story. Watching Zhao Zan's departing figure, Yun Hong couldn't help but sigh. The imperial capital is about to change. At this time, he thought to himself, I have to hold on to the Zhao family. Only in this way can I survive in the world. Just as Yi Chen and Shui Yu and others were fighting fiercely, the Yi Fan brothers were caught and threatened by Zhao Hengyan. The more Yi Chen thought about it, the angrier he got. He really wanted to shoot Zhao Hengyan to death. I, the great emperor, have been insulted like this for a few days. Yi Chen gritted his teeth and cursed, but he could do nothing. Suddenly, a broadcast came from the sky of the imperial capital. According to the judgment of the Supreme Court of the Empire, Yi Tian and Yi Fan attempted to murder Zhao Hengyan, the young master of the Zhao family, and were suspected of provoking a civil war. They were sentenced to 1 year of confinement, and all the Yi family's industries in the imperial capital were temporarily under the jurisdiction of the Zhao family. The Zhao family army has made contributions to defending the country, and the upper limit of the establishment can be lifted. After that, the salary can be subsidized by the empire and enjoy the first-class salary treatment of the empire. Yi Chen instantly shot Shui Yu away when he heard it, and anger continued to burst out of his body. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen looked up to the sky and howled, feeling unwilling and resentful. The great super family, the 10 great emperors actually lost to a junior today. What's even more chilling is that he was sold out. This notice is the judgment of the imperial court, but the person has not even been there and the judgment can be made. Ridiculous, too ridiculous. You know, behind this matter, it's not just their Yi family, there are many people involved. Especially the one in the Deep Palace. But now, they are the only ones who have suffered the greatest damage. The rest will at most die a quasi-emperor, or pay a sum of money later. And they not only lost the imperial capital industry, but also lost the face of the Yi family. Zhao Hengyan's face was full of joy after hearing the verdict. I didn't expect that my father would solve all this with one move. Sure enough, only a strong fist can make sense. What I took from the Yi family was somewhat unjustified, but now this is the Chinese judgment notice. Not only is it justified, but it also carries the authority of the law. If the Yi family dares not to comply, they will be charged with treason and will not obey the laws of the empire. Most importantly, the Zhao family army has lifted the organizational restrictions. You should know that although the Zhao family army is well equipped and has high combat effectiveness, but there are only tens of thousands of people, which is somewhat limited. Now all this is self-evident. Zhao Hengyan, I lost. Yi Chen said helplessly with bloodshot eyes. I actually lost to a junior like you. But I have to remind you that this matter is not that simple. Our Yi family is just unlucky, there are people behind it. After speaking, Yi Chen's eyes turned to the location of the palace. Thank you Uncle Yi for reminding me. Zhao Hengyan returned the gift very tactfully. I will also explain to Uncle Yi that this matter has nothing to do with the Yi family and can be used by some people with ulterior motives. After speaking, Zhao Hengyan glanced at Yi Chen. Yi Chen said secretly in his heart, why do I feel that the atmosphere is a little wrong? I know. After speaking, Yi Chen dragged these people surnamed Yi away. The Yi family's industry in the imperial capital is so huge. Thinking of this, Zhao Hengyan's eyes suddenly became greedy. Everyone stand up. From today on, this place is called Zhao Hengyan Square. Zhao Hengyan loudly announced his victory. Ding. The host has greatly changed the plot of the two Yi families' separation. The host has severely damaged the dragon organization and changed the plot. The host has greatly changed the plot by defeating the quasi-emperor and becoming famous. The host has made the royal family feel disgusted with the protagonist and changed the plot. Quote. Then a series of system prompts appeared. After a long time, the beep stopped. The host gains 10,000 luck points, 150,000 villain points, and the luck level is upgraded to yellow-red. The protagonist's luck value drops and turns into 8 golden dragons. Quote. The host received a black tortoise spirit pill, a set of 4 immortal swords, a demon god's heart, and 20 supreme golden pills. Ooh, seeing this series of rewards, Zhao Hengyan's heart almost flew out of his chest. Every piece is like a divine product. Needless to say, Xuanwudan, the 4 holy beasts are gathered together. A set of the 4 swords of Zhu Xian, please note that it is a set. One of them exists every second, and the 4 of them are not only invincible but can also summon the immortal killing sword formation. Demon Heart. Zhao Hengyan was almost frightened out of his wits when he read the introduction. Demon God's Heart. The owner of the Demon God's Heart can gain the power of the Demon God. As the saying goes, the shorter the word, the greater the impact. From the looks of it, it probably exists every second. Just thinking about it makes me excited. What is this supreme golden elixir? After Zhao Hengyan read the introduction, he immediately glanced at Yi Yuyan and the others. The supreme golden elixir. When used by an emperor or below, one can directly break through a major realm. When used by an emperor or above, one can break through 3 small realms. When used at the peak of an emperor, it can increase the probability of becoming a saint. Okay. Zhao Hengyan happily said hello to the 3. Now the Zhao family's strength will be greatly strengthened. Yi Yuyan and the 12 members of Xuandian can basically reach the quasi-emperor realm, while her own parents, Shui Yu, can reach the peak of the emperor and even become saints. A dozen quasi-emperors don't need that much to destroy a clan. Yi Chen, you are really my big treasure. If it weren't for Yi Chen, he might still be at the B-level fighting spirit stage. He may not even reach the level of a warrior general. The imperial capital, Zhao Mansion. As soon as Zhao Hengyan entered the door, he saw Zhao Zan and others sitting in the hall, waiting for him. Not bad, courageous. Su Moen was the first to praise him. That's right. If someone in our Zhao family has a gun, what should we be afraid of? You do it boldly, don't be afraid of anything with me and your mother here. Zhao Zan looked at his son with a smile on his face. He didn't know how to praise him for a moment. An 18-year-old kid can make a character like Yi Chen unable to step down. Shuiyu, thank you for your hard work. Su Qingyu was full of concern for Shuiyu beside her. If it weren't for the blood moon, the consequences would be disastrous. Master, these are what I should do. Shuiyu saluted Su Qingyu and said with a smile. Don't worry, everyone will be rewarded tonight. Zhao Hengyan looked at everyone with a smile, and then took out the supreme golden elixir. This is a good thing, one for each person. Below the Great Emperor, you can break through 1 big realm. Above the Great Emperor, you can break through 3 small realms. At the peak of the Great Emperor, you can increase the probability of becoming a saint. Upon hearing this, everyone looked at Zhao Hengyan in astonishment. What, young master, is this not a joke? Yunur, are you sure you're not telling lies? Each one asked dumbfounded. If there is such a good thing, they believe it, but the question is, how many of it is there? In this way, the quasi-emperors were like wholesalers, and the Zhao family had more than a dozen people in one night. There are 1 or 2 more emperors and even peak emperors. Try it, don't ask me how I got here. As the head of the Zhao family, Zhao Zan was the first to show his attitude, picked up a supreme golden elixir and swallowed it. For a long time, under the expectant gaze of everyone, Zhao Zan smiled happily. I was about to enter the semi-saint realm, and now the feeling of becoming a saint is getting stronger. Seeing this, several people reached out and swallowed one by one. Let's all go into seclusion. Zhao Zan immediately ordered. Soon, the entire Zhao mansion entered a state of seclusion. Zhao Hengyan first took out the Xuanwu pill in the secret room and used it immediately. With the blessing of several other holy beasts, Xuanwu Dan was immediately absorbed by the body and transformed into the fourth fighting spirit, Xuanwu. After the four holy beasts gathered together, strange phenomena appeared in the entire imperial capital. Starting from the east, the four sacred beasts of Qinglong, Suzaku, White Tiger and Xuanwu appear in sequence. At this moment, Zhao Hengyan also felt something vaguely changing inside his body. The next second, he transformed into a small golden man with a Xuanwu tattoo on his body. Then the four saints surrounded him and merged into his body. Zhao Hengyan felt that something had changed in the spiritual pool, so he put his consciousness into it and found that there were portraits of the four holy beasts carved around the spiritual pool. And the capacity of the spiritual pool is also constantly expanding, and it is already several times larger than before. The four holy beasts above the imperial capital each emitted a spiritual light into the Zhao family. This not only made Zhao Hengyan feel the changes in his body, but also everyone else felt that they had been helped when they broke through. Soon, Zhao Hengyan slowly opened his eyes. He discovered that the original 4 SSS level talents have now reached SSS+. After fusing the four holy beasts, Zhao Hengyan summoned the 4 swords of killing immortals. He saw 4 swords exuding killing aura and containing extremely powerful power appearing around him. Vaguely, he felt that the grades of these 4 swords were on par with the Dongwang bell. At least now he can't see through it and can't afford it. These 4 are the Immortal Killing Sword, the Immortal Killing Sword, the Immortal Trapping Sword, and the Immortal Absolute Sword. At the same time, it also corresponds to the 4 directions of East, West, North and South. With the blessing of the 4 holy beasts, these 4 swords seem to have some kind of connection with themselves. So Zhao Hengyan tried to communicate with them. The next second, the 4 swords turned into auras and flashed into his body and corresponded to the holy beasts in sequence. The sky above the imperial capital had just experienced the appearance of the 4 holy beasts, and now another large formation appeared. I bet it's young Master Zhao who is causing trouble. The Zhao family is the only super master in China. Look at 4 giant swords appearing in the sky. Ah, it feels so uncomfortable. I feel out of breath. When the 4 swords and the 4 beasts merged, a brand new giant sword appeared in Zhao Hengyan's spiritual pool. This sword not only has the attributes and colors of the 4 swords, but is also engraved with the patterns of the 4 sacred beasts. When Zhao Hengyan opened his eyes again, his eyes had turned golden. His talent successfully broke through to the legendary SSR level and became one of a kind. Is this the SSR talent? Zhao Hengyan can feel all the spiritual changes between heaven and earth, as if he is integrated with this heaven. Heaven and earth were very kind to him, without any discomfort. What effect does the demon god's heart have? Zhao Hengyan looked at the demon heart in the system space and became more and more curious. So he immediately used the demon god's heart and fused it. The next second, a strange and terrifying energy attacked him. Waves of demonic energy gathered towards him, confusing his mind. But at the moment when the 4 holy beasts and the 4 swords merge into one, they can not only resist but also purify these evil spirits. Therefore, part of the demonic energy was converted into energy for Zhao Hengyan to practice, and the other part was completely eliminated by the power of the 4 saints. CGN was sitting in the Lingqi, facing the continuous invasion of inner demons and demonic energy, and completely eliminated them. Boom! Another strange phenomenon appeared in the sky over the imperial capital, which had just returned to calm. This time the scale is even bigger than last time. A giant statue with a ferocious face and a trident appeared in the sky, waving it towards the Zhao family. No monster dares to stop this demon. A man wearing armor, a mask, and a spear in his hand slowly appeared from Zhao's house. Then he also thrust out his spear to fight against him. Bang! The collision of the 2 magic weapons caused a huge shock wave that spread throughout the imperial capital. What is this? Is this the legendary evil clan? Could it be that young Master Zhao caused the turmoil? Impossible, this thing is full of demonic energy. How can young Master Zhao be a demonic cultivator? Imperial capital, by family. Yun Hong sat in the study and observed every move outside. Suddenly, he frowned and sighed helplessly. Is the Zhao family really unstoppable? At the same time, in the hall of the Yi family, Yi Chen sat on the chair with an unwilling look on his face and muttered to himself, Zhao Hengyan, it's Zhao Hengyan again. I really want to kill you. While the fight between the demon gods was fierce, the 4 holy beasts appeared in the sky again. Soon, 4 spiritual lights attacked the man holding the trident at the same time. There is also a sword wrapped in the aura. The moment the spiritual light hit, the demon god seized the opportunity and stabbed it. Suddenly, the sky above the imperial capital returned to calm. In the secret room, Zhao Hengyan breathed a long sigh of relief as if he was alive again. He just had a dream, in which he was a general at war. But suddenly, a ferocious-looking man attacked him with a trident. He hid in panic and then started fighting with him. The two argued for a long time, and finally they suddenly flashed 4 flying swords to help him capture him. After Zhao Hengyan calmed down for a while, he unexpectedly discovered that his eyes had a touch of purple. What a chameleon! He noticed that the color of his eyes kept changing since he wore the book. Zhao Hengyan looked in the mirror and felt that he seemed to be a little more handsome again. He unexpectedly discovered that there was a mysterious mark on his forehead. Then he noticed something strange about his body. Zhao Hengyan circulated the demonic energy, and the originally dark demonic energy turned into pure purple. And he also successfully possessed the second SSR level physique, the demonic body. Due to the 2 SSR talents, the villain value consumed by learning the skills through the system is greatly reduced. System. What's wrong, host? Learn all the great compassion fu. Zhao Hengyan did the math and found that he had over 100,000 villain points, which could completely fill up the great compassion. Okay. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhao Hengyan's whole body was glowing with dark red blood. A thunder suddenly sounded in the sky above the imperial capital, followed by heavy rain in the sky. However, the color of the rain is red. This is a rain of blood. Did we break the law tonight? Everything happened. It's raining blood. Is the end of the world coming? Except for Zhao Hengyan, who was in seclusion alone, everyone in Zan Palace was also making breakthroughs. The sky above the Zhao family is particularly exciting tonight. Various visions of heaven and earth came one after another, including lightning, thunder, wind and rain. I broke through. There was a cheer inside the Zhao family. Me too. Is this what a quasi-emperor feels like? I have already stepped halfway into becoming a great emperor. I have stepped into the great emperor. After a while, almost everyone except Zhao Hengyan came out of seclusion. They looked at each other's every detail. Almost everyone has broken through a major realm, and many people have continued to break through several smaller realms due to the appearance of holy beasts. The one who could only step into the quasi-emperor position originally became the half-step emperor, and the one who stepped into the half-step emperor successfully broke through to the great emperor. I wonder how Xiaoyan and his father are doing. Su Mengli's beautiful eyes were full of worry, because the phenomena of heaven and earth caused by these two were extremely powerful. It's okay, trust them. Su Qingyu heard the sound and came with a smile on her face. Sister, you should be half a saint now, right? Su Moen looked curious. He found that Su Qingyu's aura was already confusing. Roughly the same. It's not a good thing to be a saint. Su Qingyu couldn't help but frown slightly when she heard this. Why? Everyone cast puzzled looks. Obviously, saints are the ceiling of this world. Once you step into a saint, you are invincible in the world. In addition, stepping into a saint can repair all internal and external injuries on the body, and even broken limbs can grow again. It can be said that if you step into the saint, you will not die at all unless you kill him with one blow. Do you know the Saints Association? Or the Saints Alliance? Su Qingyu had just asked, and everyone was shaking their heads better than a rattle. When Su Qingyu saw this, she couldn't help but smile. After reaching the Saint realm, you must go to the Blue Star Saint Alliance to protect the safety of the entire Blue Star and avoid invasions such as a wave of alien beasts. Unless there is something important and special at home, the Saint cannot leave. Mr. Zhao can only send a message to us. He hasn't been back for who knows how many years. After hearing this, everyone suddenly realized. No wonder Zhao Hengyan and his son made the Yi family crazy, but the saint of the Yi family just couldn't come out. It turned out that he couldn't come out at all. A saint is a state and a kind of imprisonment. Unless the family is wiped out, nothing big or small will happen. Even if it's like the Yi family tonight. After listening to Su Qingyu's story, everyone understood instantly. Then father isn't. Speaking of this, Su Mengli hesitated, a little worried about whether Zhao Zan would leave China and go to the Saint Alliance. Don't worry, I'm fine. Zhao Zan also successfully came out of seclusion and came to the crowd at this moment. Brother-in-law, are you a saint? There was a bit of confusion on Su Moen's face, although he hoped that Zhao Zan could break through. But after the breakthrough, he could not protect the two families, and he was somewhat reluctant. But everyone has achieved a lot of breakthroughs after taking the golden elixir. If Zhao Zan can't make breakthroughs, it means that there is no hope for the others to become saints. Certainly, Zhao Xuanfang replied calmly. Everyone didn't know what to say for a moment. Then are you leaving China? Su Moen couldn't help but ask, so the commander-in-chief of the 1st Military Region would have to be replaced. Who said I was leaving? Zhao Zan looked at the few people with confusion. If you don't tell me, who will know that I am a saint? Zhao Zan raised his eyebrows and looked at the confused people. That boy Hengyan caused more noise than I did, so I took advantage of that time to sneak through. No one can find out. Seeing Zhao Zan's shameless expression, everyone understood something. As expected of your brother-in-law. Everyone had relieved smiles on their faces. In this way, the Zhao family will be invincible in the world. Yun'er hasn't come out yet. Seeing Zhao Hengyan who had not come out yet, Su Qingyu's face was full of worry. Several people also looked puzzled. Logically speaking, a war commander should have left seclusion. The next second, a sword energy was seen flying past everyone's eyes. Immediately afterwards, the door of the Zhao family turned into powder. But the sword energy showed no intention of stopping and kept flying into the sky. Upon seeing this, several people immediately ran outside to find out. The sword energy shot straight from the ground into the sky, and finally disappeared without a trace in the air. The dark clouds above the imperial capital became distinct, as if they were separated by someone. Is this the legendary Kenshin? Zhao Zan was overjoyed when he saw this and couldn't help but exclaim loudly. What is Kenshin? Su Mengli looked at Zhao Zan with a blank expression. Zhao Zan pretended to be profound and explained in a deep voice. According to legend, if you practice every weapon to the extreme, you will gain its heart. Like the heart of a knife, the heart of a spear, the heart of a sword. Once you reach this level, you can shatter mountains and seas and tear the sky apart with one move. But these things only appeared in ancient times. No one has practiced to this extent since the revival of spiritual energy. Everyone was silent. This was no longer an ordinary genius or monster. If I insist on saying so, it may exist as if it spanned eternity. The moment Zhao Hengyan came out of seclusion, he was not only full of immortality but also possessed a divine power. Has your fighting spirit broken through again? Su Qingyu saw a mysterious mark on her brow and asked immediately. Just hearing this simple word caused huge waves in everyone's hearts, and they couldn't calm down for a long time. Originally, Zhao Hengyan's fighting spirit was already at the SSS level, which was rare in the entire history of the human race. Now that we have successfully broken through again, it becomes even more bizarre. It is almost confirmed to be SSR. SSR, Su Mengli couldn't help but ask. Zhao Hengyan nodded and looked at the few people with joy. Now, the man was silent and the woman cried. Imperial capital, royal palace. In a secret room, several people wearing black robes and masks sat at a round table. The Zhao family is unstoppable now. What should we do? What should I do? If I can't beat them, I'll discuss them. I think that Yi Chen is quite talented. Let's use him to deal with Zhao Hengyan. I agree. The Yi family has been hit hard. Do you have any other ideas? It's time to withdraw our military power. Actually, this matter is very simple. Just because we can't defeat it doesn't mean that the alien beasts can't defeat it. After hearing this, several people turned their attention to that person. Find a way to send him to the wilderness. As long as we leave the imperial capital, it will be easier for us. I agree. Me too. That's it. While cultivating this guy named Yi Chen, at the same time try to get this kid Zhao Hengyan into the wilderness. This is simple. Give him an official position and let him expand the territory. While the entire Zhao family was immersed in the joy of victory, little did they know that the crisis was quietly approaching. The next day, The imperial capital, Zhao Mansion. The entire Zhao family was immersed in an atmosphere of joy. Today is the engagement day of Zhao Hengyan, the young master of the Zhao family. The Zhao family invited all the aristocratic families in the imperial capital to come to the banquet, as well as the one in the palace. In view of Zhao Hengyan's extraordinary performance last night, the family who came to the banquet this time took it very seriously. All the small families came to congratulate them with their treasures, and the big families all came in person. Congratulations to Mr. Zhao, congratulations to Mr. Zhao. Hengyan became famous in China last night, and the future is promising. I am here to congratulate you on behalf of the Yang family. This quasi-emperor level magic weapon will be used as a congratulatory gift from young Master Zhao today. All the guests present flattered Zhao Hengyan and praised him to the sky. Even if someone has a grudge against the Zhao family, they still have a smile on their face and a gift in their hand. Of course, except the Yi family. This time, the Yi family sent the second elder, Yi Wudi, to congratulate him. He also held a quasi-emperor level magic weapon in his hand, and it was of the highest quality. Although a large piece of flesh was cut off last night, on the surface, he still has to be on good terms with the Zhao family. After all, there are no eternal enemies, only eternal interests. However, Yi Wudi's face remained dark and he could not even squeeze out a smile. By the way, which family did the Zhao family marry? Since cutting off contact with the Han family, young Master Zhao has become a blockbuster, but there seems to be no rumor that he is connected to any family. We'll find out later. Yes, but why haven't you seen the master yet? Everyone in the venue was talking a lot, wondering who the Zhao family was connected to. But after waiting for a long time, today's protagonist still hasn't arrived. After a long time, a group of war gods came to the crowd in an orderly manner to clear the way. The leader was Yi Yuyan. Zhao Hengyan, a dozen of them, demanded that their auras be suppressed in the God of War realm, and were banned by Zhao Zan. Even a person like Yi Chen, who is at the peak of his power, may not be able to see through it. After all, the true realm of these people has all reached quasi-emperors and above. 3 of them are great emperors, 3 are half-step great emperors, and the rest are all quasi-emperors. This kind of foundation cannot be matched by many families, not even super families. But the God of War is different. A first-class family can still come up with it through gritted teeth. In this way, today can be a facade without attracting hatred. 13 gods of war, the Zhao family is so generous. This is a big family. The God of War is already the ceiling in my family. I didn't expect him to be a guard here. How can your second and third-rate family still speak out? Who could be coming? He actually uses the God of War to clear the way. If I go to the 13 gods of war, it will be enough to make my family proud. Soon, under the gaze of everyone, Zhao Hengyan and Su Mengli held hands and approached slowly, followed by Zhao Zan and his wife. Today, Su Mengli was dressed particularly dazzlingly. She was wearing a long white dress, with a dazzling gem hanging on her white swan neck. Her originally pretty face had been dressed up a little, making her look even more shy. The original cold temperament under this outfit is even more noble, like the legendary fairy who does not eat the fireworks of the world. Originally, everyone wanted to see what the heroine looked like today, but after a few glances, they were all attracted to Zhao Hengyan. There is no other reason, because the 2 SSR fighting spirits have completely reborn Zhao Hengyan. The whole body exudes mysterious nobility and awe-inspiring majesty. In addition to punching the quasi-emperor last night, he single-handedly killed the quasi-emperors of more than a dozen families. Everyone is waiting to see what this 18-year-old boy will look like. The 2 of them are a perfect match. There is a saying, what is the talent and what is the appearance? It's so beautiful. Why do my children look like that? I really envy others. Who is this girl? I've never seen her before. While they were constantly praising her, some people were also curious about the identity of today's fiancé. Suddenly, an inappropriate word came out. I seem to recognize this person. It seems to be Su Mengli, the eldest daughter of the Zhao family. Everyone, brother, don't talk nonsense. Do you want to die? Hey, it seems to be Su Mengli. Wait a minute, Mr. Zhao is with his sister. Is the Zhao family having so much fun? Everyone present fell into shock and curiosity. They are waiting for the Zhao family's explanation. If it is false, hope it is true. If it is true, hope it is true. After all, it would be so exciting if word spread about it. Because Su Mengli often helps Su Qingyu manage the company, and her life experience is kept secret. So almost no one present knew her. When Zhao Zhan and Su Qingyu walked onto the stage, everyone turned their eyes in their direction as if expecting something. Welcome everyone to come to the kids' engagement party. As the head of the Zhao family, Zhao Zhan first exchanged pleasantries with others. Immediately afterwards, Su Qingyu came out to explain the news about Su Mengli. First of all, you guessed correctly that the bride is the eldest lady of the Zhao family. It's just that she was an abandoned baby that I adopted before marrying into the Zhao family, so she took my surname of Su. I have been training her to be my future daughter-in-law since she was a child, so don't be too surprised. After a few words, people's doubts were instantly dispelled, but everyone's eyes of amazement shifted to Su Qingyu. This woman is so terrifying, she can calculate so accurately. Many people know in their hearts that the reason why the Zhao family is in this position today is not Zhao Zhan but Su Qingyu. No matter how good the Zhao family was before, the gap between them and the other super families was not too big, and they were even somewhat at a disadvantage. After all, raising an army is a big expense, especially weapons and training resources. Since Su Qingyu married into the Zhao family, there have been no rumors about the Zhao family's lack of funds. To this day, the Zhao family has surpassed other families and broken the situation of the 5 super families. Coupled with Su Qingyu's words today, many people present felt chilled. Unexpectedly, the calculation started before Zhao Hengyun was born, and now everything is arranged properly. This woman is terrible. A good wife brings up 3 generations. This sentence is correct. Why is Zhao Zhan so lucky? He relied on his father when he was a child, and now he relies on his wife when he grew up. Now his son is so defiant. Many people shed tears of envy, jealousy and hatred. Originally, some families wanted to try to marry with the Zhao family, even if it was a small one. Now they have given up this plan. Looking at this, Su Qingyu has cut off all attempts by outsiders to taint the Zhao family. After all, Su Mengli is not only good-looking, but also has amazing talents. The most important thing is that being nurtured since childhood and taking over the Zhao family's industry makes it easier than any outsider. At the banquet, most of the people from small and medium-sized families exchanged cups and drank happily. Some top family members seemed to have something stuck in their throats, looking at each other as if waiting for something. What the hell, did the Yang family sell us again? Did the royal family agree to send someone here? I'll go, I was tricked into a quasi-emperor magic weapon. This is our family's treasure. In the anticipation of many people, the second climax of today's scene has finally arrived. I saw a motorcade coming to the door of Zhao Mansion, and in the middle was a carriage pulled by a 9-headed star dragon and a Lin horse. Star Dragon Linma is a rare 9th-level beast with a small amount of dragon blood. Famous for its speed and rarity. Currently, the Star Dragon Linma is an exotic beast exclusive to the royal family, and only the royal family has the qualifications to cultivate it. The 9-headed star dragon and horse are either a symbol of the emperor, or they are used only when meeting important guests. Unexpectedly, at the wedding of Zhao Hengyun, a white nobleman, the royal family actually sent a carriage with a 9-headed star dragon and a Linma to attend. Hey, it's finally here. There's something good to watch. I went to 9-headed star dragon Linma. I have never seen this scene in my life. Is Mr. Zhao's name so big? The royal family pays so much attention to it. Soon, a young woman with noble temperament got out of the carriage. This person is Yang Rui, the eldest princess of China. Yang Rui slowly walked into the Zhao family's residence surrounded by a group of guards. Stop, who is it? Several guards at the door of Zhao's house immediately went to stop the royal guards when they saw the unkind visitor. Bold, this is the eldest princess of the empire. How dare you stop her? An officer of the royal guard stood up and yelled at several guards of the Zhao family. Unexpectedly, the guards of the Zhao family did not give them names at all, but responded firmly. No matter who they are, they have to show their invitation when they come to the Zhao family to attend the young master's wedding. What are you? The captain burst out with the aura of a war commander and looked coldly at the guards standing in front of him. My name is Zhao Zhen, and I am the bodyguard beside young Master Zhao. Young Master Zhao has ordered that no matter who doesn't have an invitation, get out of here. Zhao Zhen looked at the captain in front of him, who was several times more powerful than himself, and was still fearless. He stood still and stopped several people from entering. You dare! The captain immediately drew his sword and put it on Zhao Zhen's neck. The next second, Zhao Zhen took out a token and crushed it. Soon a large number of Zhao family guards and Zhao family troops appeared around Zhao mansion. Seeing that the royal guards dared to put swords on the Zhao family's necks, several soldiers of the Zhao family army immediately set up their psychic machine guns. Be bold and let your young master come out to see me. Young Rui felt humiliated when she saw that she was being manipulated by a small guard. Are you worthy of meeting my young master? A cold voice came over, and Yi Yuyan led 8 people from Feng Yulei and lightning slowly walked over. Yi Yuyan glanced at several people coldly, and then the aura of the god of war burst out. Except for Yang Rui, everyone else could not bear the pressure and knelt down one after another. The captain suffered the most severe injuries and vomited blood and passed out on the spot. Yang Rui saw the anger in her beautiful eyes, her face turned pale with anger, and she forgot the pain even when her nails were embedded in her flesh. She didn't expect that the Zhao family would not give her face so much, even the servants below. What frightens Yang Rui even more is that the Zhao family's strength has surpassed that of the royal family. You must know that the royal family can sit on the resources of the entire country of China, and spend money to recruit those powerful people to come and buy and sell for them. A war god's status in the royal family is quite high, but in the Zhao family he seems to be just a servant. Either get out of here or take out the invitation. If you want to mess with someone, think about yourself beforehand. Yi Yuyan's words pierced Yang Rui's heart like a cold arrow, making her unable to let go for a long time. Finally, she gave in. Take out the invitation. The guard on the side immediately took out the invitation and handed it to Yi Yuyan. Yi Yuyan glanced at it, confirmed it was correct, and waved to let him go. Yang Rui walked into the Zhao family door with resentment. If it weren't for the fact that he came with a mission, there would be reasons why he couldn't defeat him. She had already turned against her. Stop! Yang Rui had just taken 2 steps when Yi Yuyan immediately shouted to stop. When Yang Rui turned around and glanced at Yi Yuyan displeased. You can go in, but the guards can't. I am a princess of China, and I have the right to have my bodyguards with me wherever I go. Yang Rui's lungs were about to burst with anger at this moment. She had been such a respected person since she was a child. Whether at home or out, everyone holds her in their hands like a treasure. People chasing her didn't know how many streets they could line up, and all of them were outstanding children of aristocratic families. But today I was actually so humiliated in the Zhao family. Anywhere, Yi Yuyan snorted coldly and said, do you know any place? This is the Zhao family, the founding family of the Zhao family. The late emperor allowed the Zhao family to have a private army in order to thank the Zhao family for their immortal contributions. The Zhao family has been stationed at the border for generations and has paid so much blood for China. Even His Majesty must show respect every time he comes here. How can you, a little princess, have such a big face? Are you bigger than His Majesty? Hearing Yi Yuyan's words, Yang Rui suddenly felt ashamed. She was originally planning to show off to Zhao Hengyan today, but she didn't expect to be taught a lesson by her servants instead. Stay on standby. Seeing this, Yang Rui had no choice but to give the order, and then turned around and left angrily. Princess Yang Rui of China came to congratulate young Master Zhao. In the hall, a servant's message immediately attracted everyone's attention. The royal family is here, there is a good show to watch. Look at how happy Mr. Zhao is now. He may not be able to laugh anymore later. Hey, the royal family is here. Under the expectation of everyone, Yang Rui slowly walked into the hall wearing a gorgeous dress. Yang Rui came to replace the emperor to care about young Master Zhao and congratulate young Master Zhao. Yang Rui, who originally had a smile on her face, looked at Zhao Hengyan and felt a lingering fear in her heart. Even the smile on his face condensed instantly. You are here as a guest. Find a seat and sit down. Zhao Hengyan glanced at the legendary Chinese princess and smiled secretly in his heart. She is still known as the most talented woman in China, she is just an idiot. In the original work, Yang Rui was also one of the heroines. In order to win over Yi Chen, the royal family specially married Yang Rui to him. In the original work, Yang Rui is a very ambitious and intelligent heroine, and her extraordinary courage helped Yi Chen deal with a lot of troubles. But in Zhao Hengyan's opinion today, it was nothing more than that. No matter how she compares, she can't match Su Mengli's intelligence, let alone Su Qingyu. After Yang Rui realized that she had been despised, her face immediately turned red and she felt resentful in her heart. But she didn't dare to say anything because Zhao Hengyan gave her a very scary and threatening feeling. Thank you, Mr. Zhao, but before I take my seat, I will send a congratulatory gift to Mr. Zhao. Yang Rui forced a smile on her face, and then took out a pair of rings. This is a pair of quasi-emperor level magic weapons from the Tongxin ring. When separated, they become a 10th level magic weapon. I wish the bride and groom a happy union forever. Zhao Hengyan nodded lightly and looked at the pair of rings silently. For some reason, he always felt that things were not simple. There is also an imperial order. After giving away the ring, Yang Rui immediately took out a golden secret order. Because Zhao Hengyan, the heir to the Zhao family, has shown amazing talent and high fighting prowess, he is a role model for contemporary youth. In order to demonstrate the loyalty and bravery of the Zhao family, he was named the new commander of the 1st Division of the 1st Army of the 2nd Military Region. Before the 1st of next month, go to the military region for appointment. Quote. Yang Rui slowly announced the emperor's order, and everyone present felt a little stunned. Some people think that Zhao Hengyan was not comfortable appointing the regimental commander as soon as he entered the military academy after graduating from the military academy. But the smart people discovered that the royal family was going to take action against Zhao Hengyan. It's just because his talent is so evil that I don't know how to describe it. Zhao Hengyan saw the worry on Su Mengli's face and immediately gave him a look of relief. Don't be afraid, I'm sure. 2nd Military District. Zhao Hengyan sneered in his heart, is this it? The 1st Military Region is under the jurisdiction of my family, and it is not an exaggeration to say that the 2nd Military Region is the Zhao family. The rest are almost under the jurisdiction of the Empire or the Ministry of War. The 2nd Military Region is almost completely under the jurisdiction of the Empire, which is a clear indication that they are going to do it themselves. Bring it here. Zhao Hengyan glanced at Yang Rui lightly and ordered her to present it to him. Yang Rui gritted her silver teeth and said secretly in her heart, seeing that your death is coming soon, I can't bear it. Later, Yang Rui reluctantly stepped forward and handed the appointment to Zhao Hengyan. Zhao Hengyan briefly glanced at the contents, and then looked at his parents. Are you sure? Zhao Zan sent him a message and asked. With Shuiyu and Xuandian here, there will be no problem at all. Su Qingyu sent a message. Part of the Zhao family army can be dispatched for protection, and I will also dispatch some people there. Good. Zhao Hengyan glanced at Yang Rui with a confident look on his face. I will definitely live up to His Majesty's expectations. Some people present sneered secretly when they saw Zhao Hengyan's proud look. If you still dare to sneer, you won't be able to laugh anymore. Haha, I really thought it would be great if I could beat the quasi-emperor. Let's see what you can do when we get there. Zhao Hengyan ignored the gazes of the others and asked Yang Ruiadao. Then may I ask, Your Highness the Princess, when can I get the reward for my martial arts competition? If you go to the military area and you have the protection of the Emperor, there will be no problem. But the secret realm is related to the opportunity to plunder Yi Chen, which cannot be given up. Go back to Mr. Zhao. If you want, we can arrange it in 3 days. See you in 3 days. At this point, the atmosphere in the venue became more and more weird. Soon, the banquet was over. The guests left quickly for fear that something would happen to them later. The Yang family is quite poisonous. Su Qingyu's face was filled with anger. She didn't expect this move. As the saying goes, if you are not afraid of conspiracy, be afraid of conspiracy. The royal family appointed Zhao Hengyan an official position, and then they could attack him openly and openly. Actually, this may not be a bad thing. Zhao Hengyan smiled and said, we can try to infiltrate the 2nd military region. Besides, I also need to kill strange beasts to build my career. Zhao Zan nodded in agreement. then expand the Zhao family army first, and then speed up the penetration of the criminal department. As for Yanur, there are 13 experts above the quasi-emperor level, plus Xueyu, the peak emperor, should not be a problem. Several people had no choice but to nod after hearing this. After returning to the room, Su Mengli pouted and looked unhappy. What's wrong? Zhao Hengyan asked softly. Su Mengli paused and said, I want to go with you. Come with me. That's not possible. Zhao Hengyan immediately rejected it after hearing it. Although his realm is a little low, he can't die no matter what he does with many secret treasures. But Su Mengli is different. Although she has reached the realm of War Emperor, a quasi-emperor or even a powerful emperor might be dead with just one slap. It would be extremely heartbreaking to lose the newly engaged wife. Seeing the sadness on Su Mengli's face, Zhao Hengyan explained, My dad and I went to the war zone, and we need you and mom to run the family. Otherwise, what if there is no one to operate this huge machine of the Zhao family and we lack resources? After listening, Su Mengli felt that it made sense and nodded helplessly, okay. Although she experienced this episode, Su Mengli was still filled with joy. Because today, she could finally confirm her relationship with the boy she longed for and be together openly. As Su Qingyu said, she was trained as the future young lady of the Zhao family since she was a child, and she has had a special feeling for Zhao Hengyan since then. However, due to her identity, Su Qingyu did not make it clear to herself before. So Su Mengli had always kept this feeling in her heart and could only watch him from a distance and protect him. Ever since Su Qingyu made it clear to her that day, and Zhao Hengyan also tacitly agreed to let her become the young lady of the Zhao family. Su Mengli has been looking forward to this day. Only in this way can she be with Zhao Hengyan openly. In this way, Su Mengli watched blankly as a smile gradually appeared on Zhao Hengyan's face. What are you laughing at? Zhao Hengyan looked confused and felt that Su Mengli was particularly excited today. Because I'm happy. What's wrong? Today, I can finally be with you openly. Su Mengli hugged Zhao Hengyan with both hands and looked at him lovingly. From now on, I am no longer the eldest lady of the Zhao family, but the young lady of the Zhao family. Hearing this, Zhao Hengyan felt a little emotional. I didn't expect that the sister I always considered her to be had such deep feelings. Although it's still a bit unaccustomed, it is already the case. I used to call me sister, but now I call me sister. Zhao Hengyan. Xiao Yan. Su Mengli snuggled into Zhao Hengyan's arms for a long time. What's wrong? I want to hold you forever. When Zhao Hengyan heard this, he hugged her tightly and said softly, Me too. As soon as these words came out, Su Mengli could no longer hold back the emotions hidden in her heart. Suddenly, she threw Zhao Hengyan onto the bed, her eyes full of desire. Zhao Hengyan was slightly shocked when he was pushed to the bed. When he looked at Su Mengli's eyes that looked a little strange, he felt a little frightened. How come the progress is so fast? People are not ready yet. No matter what, there has to be a transition period. Well, the next second, Zhao Hengyan's eyes widened, and he found that his lips were blocked in disbelief. Etc. Autumn bean sack. Zhao Hengyan pushed Su Mengli away and gasped for air. Sister Mengli, are we going too fast? Let me slow down. Su Mengli looked like a little wild cat at the moment, her eyes blurred and her breathing rapid. Fast. Zhao Hengyan nodded quickly. We just got engaged today. Su Mengli smiled seductively when she heard this. You also know it's an engagement. For one of us, is there any difference between getting engaged and getting married? Zhao Hengyan, you can still play like this. Sure enough, it's nothing like men when women go crazy. The next second, Su Mengli's tone was slightly unhappy. Don't call me Sister Mengli anymore. What are you shouting about? Zhao Hengyan felt a little aggrieved. Why did this woman change so quickly? One moment you are happy, the next moment you are going to be skinned alive. You can call me Mengli, or call me wife. Zhao Hengyan, filled circle. This. Before she could say anything, Su Mengli pounced on her again and kissed her again. Zhao Hengyan was greatly shocked. Where was that gentle and kind sister back then? Why have you become so domineering and a bit yandere now? Zhao Hengyan still wanted to try to resist, but Su Mengli's words made him give up his struggle. Today you must be eaten by me. After hearing that Zhao Hengyan had no choice but to give up, his resistance turned into enjoyment. Su Mengli's cherry-red lips pressed against her again. The air in the room was like dry firewood, burning instantly. It's like a ******* reply. I am a junior, I am a freshman, memorize the following content by yourself, omit 500 words. The predecessors said. The green moth is lazy and has shallow makeup marks, and the fragrant skin is soft with hops. Wu Ling is wet with pink sweat, and the jade hairpin knocks on the edge of the pillow. The silk on the temples is greasy, and the belt is tied again. He left the room with a smile. His face turned red due to embarrassment. For self-study content, please ask the teacher to make up the content, omitting 10,000 words. After 1 day passed. The next day, Zhao Hengyan opened his sleepy eyes and suddenly felt a little numb in his hands. Turning around and looking, he found Su Mengli lying in his arms with his hand on his pillow, the corners of her mouth slightly raised with a smile, and a trace of blush still remaining on her face. Zhao Hengyan climbed up carefully, fearing to disturb him. Isn't this thing useless even for cultivating immortality? As soon as he got up, Zhao Hengyan found that his waist was a little sore. Even if you practice the magical power of great compassion and add spiritual strength, it will not help. At this moment, Zhao Hengyan suddenly wondered how Yi Chen in the original work could bear it. It was a bit difficult for me to do it alone, but Yi Chen was throwing happy parties. However, what happened yesterday also reminded Zhao Hengyan. The original work only describes it, and there are probably many specific things that you have to discover on your own. For example, Su Mengli's gentle, quiet, noble and elegant setting was directly overturned yesterday. Instead, he is domineering, brutal and somewhat selfish. If he hadn't missed his old love, he would probably eat himself alive. Zhao Hengyan walked out of the room holding on to the wall and came to the door of Yun Jingyan's room. I haven't paid attention to this girl these past few days. I don't know how she is doing. Zhao Hengyan murmured to himself. The secret realm will be opened in 2 days, and you must try your best to upgrade Yun Jingyan's fighting spirit before opening it. Because there are opportunities related to her in the secret realm. In the original work, this secret realm is supposed to take nearly a year, but now it has been brought forward. At that time, Yun Jingyan had already awakened his fighting spirit and gained a lot of things in the secret realm. Dong dong dong. After hearing the knock on the door, Yun Jingyan immediately stepped forward quickly. Hello. When she wanted to ask what happened, she suddenly found Zhao Hengyan standing at the door. This stopped the words on her lips for an instant. Mr. Zhao, what's the matter? Yun Jingyan looked at Zhao Hengyan's unusual state and couldn't help but ask. The past few days since I came to Zhao Mansion can be said to be the happiest time in my life. Not only did he not arrange anything for her, but he also gave her good food and drinks. She even selected several exercises suitable for her practice according to Zhao Hengyan's request. It's just that I have always been kind to Zhao Hengyan, but I can't repay him. This made Yun Jingyan feel a little guilty. In addition, Zhao Hengyan got engaged yesterday, making Yun Jingyan even more embarrassed to go find him. Unexpectedly, Zhao Hengyan showed up at his door early this morning. How was your stay in Zhao Mansion? Zhao Hengyan first asked her about her personal situation. After all, this was the heroine of luck who had to take care of her. Well, thank you, Mr. Zhao, for taking care of me. I'm very happy living in the Zhao family. When Yun Jingyan talked about this, a slight smile appeared on his face. This is for you. Zhao Hengyan took out the Holy Spirit fruit and handed it to Yun Jingyan. Take this, and I will help you awaken your fighting spirit later. Hearing this, Yun Jingyan was instantly shocked. He is a useless fighting spirit known to the world, how can he awaken? What? Hurry up. I can only give you 2 days. Zhao Hengyan urged immediately. Before, she could only awaken by herself, but now Zhao Hengyan has awakened dual SSR fighting spirits. The affinity with heaven and earth reaches an unprecedented level. Even with Yi Chen's ability to hang up, he can continue to practice even when he sleeps. So Zhao Hengyan was going to try to communicate with the way of heaven himself and help her. Yun Jingyan saw the crystal clear but faintly shining fruit in front of him and immediately took it. It didn't take long for Yun Jingyan to find that he was also exuding a faint spiritual light. Enter meditation and try to communicate with your fighting spirit. Zhao Hengyan on the side quickly urged. Good. Yun Jingyan immediately used his thin spiritual power to reach the spiritual pool through his meridians. Zhao Hengyan also used his spiritual power to move toward Yun Jingyan, while summoning the 4 holy beasts on the other side. With the blessing of the power of the 4 saints, Yun Jingyan also felt that the spiritual power in his body became full. In the room, Su Mengli slowly opened her eyes. Thinking of yesterday's craziness, a blush appeared on her originally fair and pretty face. Xiao Yan, Su Mengli muttered, and then reached out to hug Zhao Hengyan, who was standing beside her. But when I touched it, I found it wasn't there. The originally happy little face suddenly collapsed. Really, where did he go early in the morning? Su Mengli pouted and complained, but she was secretly happy in her heart. Especially when he opened the quilt and saw the plum blossom mark on the bed, he muttered to himself, "From now on, you are mine, don't run away." I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.